Okay, getting the first pick. Oh, get three, Pyro, get three with the
Wade Kid putting on a clinic. Whole team's down. Oh!
Experience tranquility.
Let's drop the beat.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the BeatDrop. We are here tonight with Korage, an amazing team with a lot of courage coming in at the beginning of stage 2 in our tournament to be able to replace a team that ended up dropping out in stage 2. This team had a 2-to-1 win-loss ratio, +5 map differential, ended up placing seed 10 for the playoffs, and are currently preparing for season 6. And we'll let you interpret that how you will. So, all right. I'm your host for the evening and solo interviewer tonight, Captain Jack, because Captain Jack does horrible scheduling and forgot to tell the rest of the team that we were doing this tonight. And everybody else is busy, which is fine. No big deal. It's just, you know, the one video that's going up on my birthday, so no big. I'm just saying.
Oh no, let's go.
As I said, we've got Korage tonight. Going to be an incredible interview, so be sure to stick around the entire time. You do not want to miss this. Let's go ahead and get things started with Atlas here at the top. We're just going to go ahead and go down the line. I need your name, your position on the team, and your favorite character skin.
Ooh. Hi, my name is Atlas. I am co-captains with Icarus. I play main tank for Korage, and my favorite skin is honestly the werewolf Winston that just came out. I've been waiting on something like that for a while.
That is also one of my favorites from this season. So I appreciate. I do. Icarus.
Hello. So we're just name and favorite
Name,
skins.
position on the team, and your favorite character skin.
Oh, perfect. All right. So I would have to say my name is Icarus. I am co-captains of Korage with Atlas. Position on the team, I play DPS. I flex to off tank, as I will say, not well, but I do it. And favorite character skin would probably have to be Bahu Genji, if that's how I'm saying it correctly, or even the new one, honestly. Okay. But any Genji skin.
All right, Dwayne.
I am doing W50. My role on the team is flex usually. I primarily play support, but for the Trank tourney I play DPS. And my favorite skin is probably all the Vancouver Titan skins because I'm a big Vancouver fan.
That's gotta be unfortunate.
Nothing wrong with that. We got lots of owl love in here every episode. All right, ATEC.
Hi, my name is ATEC. I'm a DPS for Korage. I do mainly play DPS, but I like to play Diva every now and then. And my favorite skin would have to be probably the Guangzhou Charge for Rhine, because I like the idea of a giant pink Rhine coming at you.
That's a Hangzhou Spark, bro.
Guangzhou.
Same thing.
Classic tag.
Honestly, if there's what is it? I've seen like the Kawaii Reaper skin that people have been
There's a
always
Kawaii
trying to
Reaper
get.
skin?
No, there isn't actually one, but there's
Oh.
designs that are always floating around the internet of a Kawaii Reaper skin, and I'm like, I need that in my life. I just want this pink death ball to be coming at me, like, or coming at my enemies. One of the two. I need it. It needs something like that in my life. But
Yep.
I imagine you feel the same way about that Ryan skin. All right, Prot.
Hello, my name is Prot. I play usually. I was brought into the team because we needed a main heals, and I main Ana. And my favorite skin is the new pirate skin of Ana that was brought because of the Halloween
Nice
event. That's it.
Nice.
Ooh.
That's the one I always have on my Ana. Being a captain and all, gotta have my first mate healer always exactly always properly dressed for the occasion. All right, Orion.
Hi, my name is Orion. Like D-Wang, I am a flex support in DPS. For the purposes of the tournament, I played DPS, mostly hit scan, and my favorite skin is probably Carbon Fiber Genji.
Oh, yeah.
I think we had a team a couple of episodes ago that also loved the carbon fiber skins. Still trying to figure out like the connection between all the colors though, because they're like similar. Like I think all the Omnic type characters have green, but then all the human or cyborg or various other ones have like different colors. It's like, huh. I wonder why.
Yeah, I know Brigida and Genji, at least for their carbon fiber, have black and blue as compared to like Zen and Orisa, as you mentioned.
Yeah, and then I think like Sigma has like green or yellow or something like that, and then there's a couple others that have carbon fiber skins as well. Like Farah, I think, has another one as well. So it's always interesting to see like what's in those devs' minds. What are they thinking? What are those guys thinking?
What are you doing?
What are you doing over there, Blizzard? What are you doing, you little indie company? All right. All right, Nepenthe.
Hello, my name is Nepenthe. I am strictly an off support. And my favorite skin is Capoeira Lucio because I like the colors, I like all those dreads, and I actually do capoeira in real life, so I have to represent that.
Ah, nice. I have to say that's one of the favorites I love on my Lucio too. As well as the jazzy skin. Oh man.
I have to admit, I am in the minority. I like Jazzy from the waist up. I can't stand the
can't stand all the brass at the waist
no,
down.
no.
All right. Nothing wrong with that. All right, Shifty.
Hi, my name is Shifty. I'm the team's off tank main. I'd say if I were to choose my favorite skin, it'd probably have to be the Hammond paper cutting skin, the one skin I don't have but wish to obtain one day. But yeah, either that or I don't know the name of it, but the one where Hammond wears the little shades. I like that one.
High roller.
High roll.
That one, yeah.
Roller.
That one's pretty baller.
Yeah, well, that he'd be high balling. That'd be sure.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Oh,
Last but not least, Travis.
Hi, I'm Travis, and I play support. And my favorite skin definitely has to be the Cultist and Yada skin.
Oh, that is a good one.
Yeah.
Another permanent skin fixture that I always have on.
Yep,
is
same.
Cultist.
I actually just got that
Absolutely.
one today.
All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for introducing yourselves. We're going to go ahead and jump right into the questions, starting out with our co-captains. Got a couple for you. Let's go ahead and get started. Courage is a relatively, is definitely a new team to the tournament, and I'm not for certain what y'all's history is with Tranquility. So, tell us, how did Courage get started?
I can do the first part of this if you want to do the second part.
Yeah, I'll riff off you.
So the Courage has actually been around for about 2 years. We started it back in 2018. Right after Icarus and I left our first team, which is a tiny little team called Artemis. that we played for, and we played in Open Division very briefly.
Wow.
We got rolled on that. But Kurt has been around for a long time. We started it because I know for me, at least, I wanted to do it, especially in the model that we did as co-captains instead of just having one person. Because we've had a lot of experiences with being on teams that aren't very kind to their players and kind of like take advantage of some younger players. We were both in high school at the time. So the dream for Courage was always not so much about individual play, but just getting a group of people that wanted to play together. And we always look at more personality over like your SR, and that's something that we maintained the entire time. And Courage really only started picking up during this summer. I believe our first official recruit was ATEC on back in August of this summer. So I'm gonna let Icarus take it from there.
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing that we maintained Courage is we wanted, like he said, based off personality, like we wanted to have a group of people that enjoyed playing the game, but like didn't flame at people, so to speak. I've been in a lot of teams. I don't take criticism that's like people yelling at me very well. And I've always wanted to be nice to like people in general. I just like I think being nice is the best way to be. So we just wanted to get everyone together, just a group of really good people playing video games and not having to stress out all the time and making it be a stressor instead of like a fun game. Really implementing the fun out of all of it. But yeah, this team started again 2 years ago. Started picking up just recently, and I couldn't ask for a better group of people to play with. So
same for me too, honestly.
Awesome. That's so great. All right. Well, Courage has been around for a while, but gotta ask the question: why Courage? Of all the names you could have picked, how'd you come up with that one?
I don't know. I remember Icarus and I were talking about it. Like we know each other in real life, and we were just kind of sitting in the car, and we were talking about what would we name a team if we did, and we like we didn't want it to be too long, we didn't want it to be too short, so we chose kind of like at least 2 syllables, maybe 3. And we just kind of balanced ideas around until we landed on Courage. There's no like crazy kind of story about it. It was just kind of like what we were feeling at the time, and it really fits well. I think it fits well with what we ended up becoming as a team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right.
I don't think I have anything else to say. So,
all right, I gotta break the fourth wall here a minute. Twilight Arctic Foxes. This is the kind of strats that you need to do when renaming for next season. I'm just saying. All right. No need to get all crazy with all the different foxes and the Arctics and whatnot. All right. Okay, so I guess this will be really interesting because unfortunately y'all didn't get to play in the tournament for very long because you came in at the end of stage 2. But who would you say, at least during the time of season 5, so starting probably like early August, I think is when we started season 5. So from like early August till now, who would you, Atlas and Icarus, say is the most improved player on your team during that time?
Ooh,
give yours. My knee jerk is me and Icarus.
For most improved?
Yeah. Well, because just in terms of like, because like when we started, we started as like in terms of like overall stuff, not just like mechanics. Because we went into it really with no idea what we were doing.
Okay.
But kind of like I took up IGL and Luke took up a lot of GM stuff. Icarus took up a lot of GM stuff, and just like kind of I don't know. Yeah. If you want to say something, go for it.
No. So besides that, I would probably give. I really don't know. I think I honestly would want to say everyone, but I'd probably say Tech. Honestly, Tech, because I mean,
Sorry.
because when it comes to like everyone, I'm not saying anyone's worse or better than the other person, but like when we first picked up everybody, like Shifty was making plays all the time. Prod's always been really, really good. Like Travis, everyone's always been good. Like Tech was like great, but like when it comes to leveling up his play, I think Tech and even Travis have like started to just get the ball rolling with that and just completely like I've never seen him like Tech really play Echo, and like he's starting to play Echo at a higher level, and now start stealing golds from me, which is really hurtful. But yeah, I'd probably give it to Tech and Travis.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But everyone's been really, really good too. So.
All right. That's good to hear. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and start opening it up to the team as a whole. We've heard from your captains, and now we kind of want to hear from you all. Starting with Dewang, just kind of go ahead down the list and let us know, how do you feel as a player you've improved this season?
Well, obviously our season was really short,
Yep.
so I would probably say I've learned a lot more about how to play as a team, because this is my first team I've joined. Before this, I was just like queuing comp with occasionally with like friends or something. So I always had a competitive like ranked ladder mindset, and I've never really had this team oriented mindset. So I think that's something that I've learned and I've picked up by joining this team and participating in the Tranquility tournament.
All right, A-Tech.
I think let's see. It's tough because everybody here's like constantly been really fucking good. I think I'll have to give it to Mac. Mac has like always been improving as a main tank. I mean, as good and as many plays as Shifty has made as an off tank, I gotta give it to Mac because he's just been overall improving every game.
What about you for how you improved?
So I wanted to remind you that the question is, how have you
call it
improved as a player this season?
Come on, Tech.
Bro, I was watching the thing. I totally zoned out. Let's see. How have I improved? I think I
What's
picked
there
up a lot
not to
more
talk
characters.
about? I'm the best.
I mean, Icarus did say that you are one of the most improved on the team, so I would hope that you'd have something.
I thought we were just giving it to whoever we wanted.
Oh, okay.
Everybody say who they thought
I
it
didn't
was.
realize we were starting with that strat already out of the cusp already. That was more so for the later questions, not the ones of you actually working together as a team.
Well, there's my answer. Sorry. All right. So how do I feel I've improved?
Yes.
I think I picked up a lot more characters. I came into Courage as more of a somber main, and of course I'm still pretty much a somber main, but I picked up, like Echo, kind of Genji, pretty much Pharah, a bunch more that I can't think of for some reason. Oh, Ashe. Ashe was a big one.
You had a sweet Echo too.
My Echo was pretty nice.
All right.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, thank you, A-Tech. Prot.
So basically, I think ever since I started playing here, I improved at Ana the most probably, and actually Zen probably, because Travis knows I land some like nasty shots with Zen, but that's really it. I picked up Brig. I picked up all the healers while I was in this team because I, felt like I needed to, and that's pretty much it.
Very nice.
All right, Orion.
Yeah, so quick history. So I originally joined this team with the intent of being a main support, but then once the Tranquility came around, I ended up jumping on the DPS. And I would say that the area that I struggled with the most was mentality, as in like I think DPS there's a certain kind of pressure that like you have to be getting kills and you have to be making sure that like you're on top of your game, and when things start going wrong, it has sort of a snowball effect. But I think forcing myself into the role of playing DPS as opposed to support, which I've always had an interest in, I've come around to getting better at not letting myself get discouraged super easily when things are not going well or if I'm not hitting my shots correctly.
All right. Nepenthe.
Well, I just want to first thank this team for allowing me to just one trick Lucio.
We love it.
That's my boy. I'm so comfortable on him. But what I've learned, especially because beforehand I was just mainly doing ladder and lots of QP and things like that. Is in that kind of environment when things are messy, you always hear Lucio has so many jobs beyond just healing. He can scout, he can harass people on that. I've always felt like I've had to take charge and try to just make stuff happen. But playing in a team environment where everyone is on their game and everyone trusts each other, like I'm learning to cut back a little bit on some of the crazy stuff I would try to pull off on my own on ladder and things, and just trust my team, and just keep the energy and the flow going. Really.
Awesome. That sounds incredible. All right, Shifty.
If I were to say what my biggest improvement, I guess, would be when joining the team, I'd say it'd have to be my mindset when I play comp. Because I used to play before joining the team. I used to play comp. I used to solo queue a lot when I really got into the game, and I'd easily be the person who would like get frustrated when I realize we lose a fight, and when things aren't going well, I get like pretty annoyed, and I'd kind of just lose like I guess my kind of like my mindset. Yeah, I guess my mindset, where I'd just kind of be like, okay, it's over, and I just kind of give up easily. But now when I be put on a team, I feel like I've gained, um, the idea that I now have a team that kind of relies on myself to make sure I'm pulling my weight, so I can't just give up easily. I got to make sure I keep pushing and keep giving it my all. And I feel like I've definitely improved, like on just my mentality overall when I joined the team. I feel like I'm not getting as upset or agitated as I used to when I was just solo queuing on comp, like almost like a couple months ago.
All right, and I think that
Why are
that's
you
something
laughing?
to really show improvement a lot, and I think that's where a lot of Overwatch players get frustrated. Is that one of the biggest recommendations I make to players that are like, I can't raise my comp score. Like I feel like I've hit a ceiling, and it's like, do you play with a team? Like that many times that's literally what it comes down to, cuz I know I play on console personally, and there are like no comms whatsoever. Like absolutely zero, none, nada. Like no, barely anybody talks, and if they do talk, they're usually complaining or trying to curse you out. So um for me, learning, finding people that I could work with, that I could queue up with every time that I got online, practice strats together, stuff like that is what helped me improve myself and improved my SR in the game. And I feel like a lot of teams here in Tranquility probably feel very similar to that. So I encourage you all at home, if you're looking to raise your SR, find a good team to work with. That's really what it comes down to sometimes. This is a team-based game after all. I know. We have carries, everybody's like, get good, but getting good is really just getting together with some friends and having a good time. That's
Very
what
true.
it really is. All
Yep.
right. And Travis.
I think the way that I've improved the most is by like actually taking like initiative in trying to improve, because there's a big difference between just wanting to be better and actually like taking that action to be better. And like Prot was saying, I was watching him play a day or two ago, and he's really good, and I try to like pick up tips on like what he's doing that is working and what I'm not doing, or what he isn't doing that I might be. And like going into practice range and playing by myself and trying to manage like my resources in game better, and like that kind of stuff.
Gotcha. All right. Love to see all the different ways of improvement this season. That's really great. We'll go ahead and move on to our next question. Starting with Atlas once again and working our way down. Um, how do you feel the team as a whole has grown over this season's time frame? So again, from like early August till now, how do you feel that your team has grown during this season?
Well, from at least me personally, the team didn't really exist until about mid-August.
Okay.
So for me, it went from a pipe dream 2 years ago to a reality, which was insane to see. And but like actually getting like into things that I thought were improved in the team was our our communication and like how we communicate in game and out of game has gone leaps and bounds from where it was initially. Yeah, that's the main thing for me.
All right, Icarus.
Let's see. I would say, I mean, communication definitely would be the biggest thing, but I think also learning how to play as a team. We're still working out everything like kinks and stuff like that, like everything we need to get done. But I mean, for sure, comms are very smooth. We have a very, at least personally, I feel like we have a pretty smooth comm like order. Like we'll have an IGL and we'll have people call based off of what they see, such as like someone low getting dove in the back, whatnot. But I think playing as a unit, we're getting better, especially with some of the teams that we've played. I think we've stayed in games as well as won games because of how coordinated we were in a sense. And when we didn't win is because we lost a little bit of that. But that's what I would say probably is coordination.
All right. Coordination is definitely a big thing for sure. Dwayne.
I agree with both of what Atlas and Icarus said. Aside from those, I would say our synergy has definitely gone better. Like when I first joined the team, like if I wanted, I joined the team as like a support, so I would play Ana. And if we like wanted to Nano Blade or something, and Icarus was playing Genji, I wouldn't know when he would want it or like when like his like kind of play style, I guess. And I've learned a lot more about everybody's play styles on the teams, and because of that, I feel like we have a lot better synergy now.
That's great. Timing is everything when it comes to stuff like Overwatch. You know, the split second that it takes between when the shatter hits and when that sleep dart goes off can make all the difference in how that fight ends up turning out. So really getting to know your team on that intricate level is huge. All right, A-Tech.
So I mean, I have to definitely agree with the communication. Like I'm noticing that we're all planning, we're all tracking, we're all communicating way more. And because we started off playing somber comps, which forced us to communicate a lot. So that definitely that improved our communication a lot. But I've also noticed that our overall mechanics as a team are getting a lot better. Like Atlas is hitting a lot of fire strikes and hooks, and Shifty's ball mechanics are actually cracked. He's an amazing ball. Trot's hitting sleeps every time. Icarus is getting bigger and bigger blades. It's just so far we're looking really good, and I think it's just gonna keep getting better.
All right. Well, teamwork does indeed make the dream work. All right, Prot.
Well, there's not much for me to say that's like different from what everybody else said, but yeah, the coordination has gotten a lot better, and listening for like max callouts, and actually doing some certain strats like the Symmetra strats, and because A-Tech does play a lot of interesting heroes like Symmetra, Sombra, those type of heroes that they can be really huge. I think we got better at like playing around like those heroes, as well as just following like the shot callers is getting a lot better in my opinion. And yeah, that's it.
It's always so weird to hear people say Symmetra and Sombra as odd characters when that's like all I play. All right.
I really like those heroes. They're just not like the traditional DPS, you know.
No, I get what you're saying. Like, I'm a flex player myself. I play like all but like 3 heroes. So for me, it's always about countering the counters. Many times it's like, oh, we got double shield, I'll switch to Sim or Junk. If we got dive on the enemy team, I'll switch to Reaper, stuff like that. So it's always, and then it's always interesting when you have those people in lobby, they're like, no, don't switch to that, it'll never work, and then you totally prove them wrong with a 4K, and it's like, yeah, that totally didn't work, right? Oh man, I guess we'll try again. All right, Orion.
So, something I've noticed, one of the beautiful things about this team is the fact that we have a great number of people who are capable of playing more than one role. And so, if we ever have somebody who can't make it to a match or can't make it to a scrim of some kind, we always have somebody who's willing to jump in. And then, because of that, we have a lot of variety when it comes to the people that we have here available to play. So something I've noticed over the course of the time that I've been with the team is that I feel that our ability to be flexible and adapt has improved a lot, especially because there are certain, we've had this idea of like comfort picks where it's like the heroes that you feel most comfortable with playing. It's like, that's great and all, we learn how to do strategies with those characters, but there's other things that we need to do for certain strategies that don't work out, where it's like, okay, we need to flip something, we need to change this up. And so I think over the course of time, especially after being in this tournament, we've gotten a lot better at recognizing like, this isn't working, something needs to switch, and we have people who are capable of playing things that may be considered to be outside of the wheelhouse when in fact they actually have comparable skill in an area that somebody else who isn't playing would normally be in.
Sometimes one change does really make the difference, folks. Nepenthe.
It's a little bit hard for me to answer this because I came onto the team pretty late. I think everything was pretty solidified. The scrims that I was doing, I was like, oh, like everyone knows what they're doing. This is so nice. Oh my god.
It's an elaborate lie. It's an elaborate lie.
That's what Overwatch is supposed to be like. Oh my god. But I really want to echo the mechanics compliment, because just some of the plays I've seen our team pull off have been incredible. Like still on Eichenwald, our match, shatter every fight. I've never had that kind of just an amazing experience where I'm just watching our team roll, and I'm just they're doing my job, which is just a support. So I really want to commend our mechanics, just as they are now. I think they're pretty incredible.
Man, shatter every fight. Somebody's doing something right on this team, that's for sure. Goodness gracious. Swinging for the stars at that point. Okay, Shifty.
I would definitely have to add on to what Orion said with just kind of the flexibility we have in the team, where like at first it was kind of solidified of like who's gonna play what. Atlas was like playing Ryan. I was usually either Zarya or Ball, and Dwayne was like our support. I feel like as we have played more scrims and as we gain kind of more like game sense as a whole, we've definitely been able to push ourselves to play characters that we thought we weren't as comfy with. Like for example, like Diva. I know me and Atlas did not like playing Diva at all, but now like it's now definitely in scrims, it's definitely a pick that is that we can gain value out of, either me or Atlas playing. And if I were to say one other thing other than the flexibility, it'd also have to be the dedication that I've seen this team kind of put in now. With when I first started, it was kind of just like I thought it was just going to be okay. We just play games together every now and then. I didn't think we'd take it too seriously. But now I kind of see like people like Atlas, Atech, and Dwang going on like kind of like single or private servers and just like trying to find out new like I don't know, like sim TPs or other kind of plays that we can make and try it out in scrims. And even though we don't always nail it when we play in it in the game, it's definitely a good attempt. And I do really like seeing that dedication. We're trying to make new plays. We want to try and like see what we can actually accomplish as a team.
Nice. The first thing that came to my mind when you were saying that is like I saw this strategy with a May Symmetra on Watch Point Gibraltar third point, where you go up the stairs to the left side and you're able to put the May wall up, put the teleporter on top, and then everybody is able to teleport across to
Somebody write this down.
where the objective is.
I'm taking notes.
And what you said when you said not successfully, the first thing that came to mind was, okay, they tried this strat, they didn't do it fast enough. The Maywall went down, and the enemy team got a team kill because they weren't able to go through the teleporter in time.
all I will say is keep an eye out for the
No,
background when we play,
we're
King's
not
Row.
talking about that
You're
one.
not
King's
Only
Row,
time
just
it hasn't worked.
watch.
Shut up.
Went 2 and 2. Okay,
Only
just
time it
know
hasn't
that.
Oh goodness. But yeah, I mean, even those pro strats, you know, they take a lot of practice. Like that, there's never one strat that's absolutely perfect in the beginning. Every team has to practice it to make sure that it goes right. I mean, shoot, in one of the quarterfinals we just had, a team was trying to do like the high ground King's Row strat for the first point, trying to rotate all the way around the top side and put the defense on the offense to grab the objective, and they took like 2 minutes. Didn't work out for them. It was a great attempt. It definitely could have worked out for them if they had played it well, but it just that they couldn't get onto the objective the right way. They couldn't take the space that they needed to. I think they ended up still like grabbing the point eventually, but like the strategy is all about like trying things out, seeing if it works, and if it doesn't work, we'll try something else. So awesome. And I think we have Travis left, correct?
Yeah.
Alright.
For me, I think that definitely, like, I agree with communication. Like, that's a really big factor. And for me personally, like, when I first joined, I was pretty quiet. And in certain situations, that can be a big detriment. So, like, improving that communication helps a lot.
I can definitely concur with that, especially as a new team. That's like the biggest thing that most new teams focus on, and we've heard this will be episode 18, and I'd say a majority of teams in this tournament have said something very similar. 17, episode 17. So, yeah, communication super key. You know, making sure that you know where everybody's at, everybody's saying where everyone on the enemy team's at, you know, being able to communicate strategies and things like that. Big brain plays for any good team in Tranquility. That's for sure. All right. So our final question for this section, this may get a little sappy, but this is your chance to pour some love on some folks that don't get much love usually. You know, when we're casting games and whatnot, you know, I'll be calling out the 4Ks from the DPS, or you know, Ryan gets a 6-man chatter or something like that. But we have heroes that play that are often unsung. So starting with Atlas and working our way down, who would you say is the most underrated player of your team?
Like, you're right, it's gonna get sappy, but like it sounds like, even when I'm thinking it sounds like I'm just saying it to saying it, but I genuinely like every single person on this team shows up every time we play.
Safe
Every
answer.
like every single person shows up always. And like, even like the thing that I really appreciate as like IGL and like captain is like, even when people don't show up, like instead of somebody turning on that person and making the game about, oh, this person's not playing well today, so that's why we're losing, like everybody just stays quiet and picks up the slack, and like it always goes better for us. So that's what I really appreciate.
Wow.
is like everybody is able to just like keep each other going, and that's huge for me.
Oh, absolutely. Even the best relationships in the world is not this like 100 and 100 that we always believe. It's always like being able to help those that we're close to win. when things aren't always going their way. So
Yeah.
that's a great analogy for how teams should be working. Not
Mhm.
throwing blame, but lending a helping hand, so to
Yeah.
speak. All right, Icarus.
All right. Well, I could literally talk about everyone. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna give a few shout outs to people that I really feel like are always unsung heroes. And that is gonna have to be our Lucio players, Travis and Nepenthe. Those guys are like those two are just honestly they always show up. They're always there. Like whenever they're playing it, whenever like time they're playing, they always show up. They are always doing their job. And I know like supports usually get trashed on pretty heavily in ladder and everything like that. And so even with us, sometimes we'll be like, oh, like we need a healing there, or like at least personally, I'll say that. And I just like, and they are always super kind and super nice about talking about it. But definitely two of the unsung heroes there. But again, also I'll give two more shout outs. I'm sorry. But also to Dwayne and Orion for being able to pick up a whole different role to play in the tournament because I wanted to have us play in tourneys and being able to flex that. So I'll give my shout outs to those four.
All right, Dwayne.
I might be biased as a support player, but I have to say Prot because he does. I don't think Prot gets mentioned enough. When we're talking about like the best players that we have, he's just always consistently there, and he's always like popping off on support. But it goes unnoticed a lot of the time just because support. That's just how support works, I guess. Yeah.
All
So
right.
Prot's my pick for most underrated.
Gotcha. And I will say, no player is above choosing themselves as well. I'm just saying. So,
Oh, let me change my answer then.
Real quick. It's like, oh, just forget those four people. It's totally.
Oh, whatever.
Oh my goodness. All right.
I already know what Tech's gonna say.
Shut up. No, I think I was gonna. I was having a hard time between Prot and Travis, honestly, because Prot always shows up with like really fat sleeps, and he's like always consistent with them. So, and Travis is just kind of a good Lucio player. So, I don't know actually. It's between those two. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it there.
All right. Nothing wrong with that. All right, Prot.
I could sit here and say it's Atlas or Luke, but we already give him too much love. So I think I'm gonna give it to A-Tech because like he plays like when he plays Sombra and stuff, he's not usually like around, and people don't realize, but he does so much like going around the team and hacking them and all that crap, and like no one calls it out. And I noticed that, and like I appreciate him because of that a lot.
Thank you, baby.
Aw. All right.
I should do this more often. Damn.
Well, I feel like this name has been not belabored a lot, but it's been mentioned a lot. But I think that's kind of the whole point of this section. So I will personally throw a bone to Prot myself because I trust this man with my life. Like if I am playing, I'm being serious here. Like if I am playing support, this man always knows exactly where I am and when I need him. Like, because I primarily play Ana and occasionally play Zen, but I primarily play Ana. And so if I'm sitting in the back and there's a Winston who is diving me, this man wheels around 180s on Brigida and just starts smacking the crap out of this guy, giving me as many armor packs as is physically possible to keep me alive. And usually, 9 times out of 10, if it's like a Winston or a Tracer or something like that, we can take care of it. And I'm not used to having an off support who not only like takes care of me as well as the rest of the team, but can get shit done. Yeah, that's yeah. Prot, you're a god.
All right. Nepenthe.
I want to say A-Tech, particularly his Sombra, because I just want to echo what was said earlier, because Sombra is such like an esoteric character to play. She requires just so much coordination, and to go out there, especially in an environment like Overwatch where people want safer picks, to just play Sombra and to be confident on Sombra in a team environment, I think deserves a lot of shout outs. So I'm gonna give it to A-Tech.
Shifty.
So my underrated player choice would have to go to, I think, honestly, Atlas, as him being our in-game leader and our most of the time main tank. I feel like having taking on the role as a game leader and making the calls, making the plays. Like Atlas always just constantly comes up with like viable solutions on how we're going to take on the next fight, what we're going to do, where we're going to go, who's going to play what. And I feel like it just makes our fights way more organized. And I feel like that really kind of just, maybe we just don't notice it as much. But I feel like Atlas is definitely a really big key to our fights, as he just kind of makes all the calls, he makes the plays. He tends to keep alt track a lot, which kind of helps us to make sure we know what we can expect when the next fight comes. And I also want to take kind of a small off course to also thank Icarus, as him being our GM. And this is kind of being outside of a player, because his Genji is insane. But I also I also want to compliment Icarus on just him being the GM and like kind of like just like, I guess, the main planner for a team. I feel like we definitely wouldn't have been able to do what we are doing right now without him. And I honestly appreciate that from both Icarus and I guess both our captains in general. Just very, very, very good captains.
Somebody's trying to get promoted.
I was about ready to say somebody's trying to make their way up the roster numbers.
I want to be number 3.
Nope, too bad.
Gotta get Dwayne's spot. All right. And Travis.
I think I gotta give it to Dwayne, because like as mentioned earlier, he started playing support first and then was asked to play DPS. And now being a flex, he has to like kind of stay sharp with both. And like a lot of times I'll play like Mercy when he's playing Pharah, and it's, for me personally, it just feels like very easy to work hand in hand with him.
All right.
I'd also like to interject and point out that that is not Dwayne's primary role, or at least it wasn't his original role.
Yeah, for sure.
Because this man is actually a diamond tank.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm diamond tank and support, but I'm locked into DPS.
Anything I give him, he just shrugs and goes, "Yeah."
Yeah.
That's fine. Can we here? Do you mind if I go on a tangent real quick? Not a long one, but
go for it.
Dude, Dwayne is literally the best. Sorry, I'll just say it just because this dude, I will give him because I'm a very sarcastic person. I will give him the most just like crap, and just like he'll like get on and be like, "Hey guys," I'll be like, "Shut up, Dwayne." Like I'll just like do that. That's just who I am. And he's like, "All right." He's just the most chill, like easygoing guy I've probably ever like talked to. Like he's just.
Agreed,
so I just want to give some good props to Dwayne there.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. All right. Well, everybody, wipe your tears because we're headed into our game modes. Our first mode for the evening is word association. I will say a word, and then the very first thing that comes to your mind, it can be another word, it can be a phrase, it can be a memory. Your thoughts are not limited here, just as long as it is the first one. All of these words are Overwatch or Overwatch Tranquility related, so definitely shouldn't have any issues with that. Our first word of the evening, everybody's lovable tropical dad, Baptiste. So starting with Atlas, working the way down.
It's an inside joke, but Junkertown.
Oh my gosh.
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
I was about ready to say, would you like to elaborate?
Elaborate.
We were playing a scrim, and I as IGL, I really try to maintain not to be like toxic in game.
Oh.
So no bagging, no like talking like trash and comms and all that. And so Prot was playing Baptiste on Junkertown, and we had a really strong team fight, and I see him crouching and uncrouching over their main tank, and I started to yell at him, and he just goes, dude, I'm just trying to get to high ground.
And I actually was like, I wasn't trying to teabag. I got scared because he was just like, "Who the fuck just teabagged?"
So that's the first thing I think of when I hear Baptiste.
That's awesome. That's awesome. See, you can never tell with Bap. You can never
Yeah.
tell. You could be getting teabagged, or you could just be the jumping platform to the next level.
I'm getting high ground, bro. Don't worry about it.
All right. So Icarus, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when I say Baptiste?
Baptiste. Yeah, it has to be like Overwatch related.
I mean, it can be whatever related. It's whatever first comes to your mind.
Baptiste. What is the first word that comes to my mind? I'm like, my mind is blanking. First word. I don't know why, but you said tropical dad, so I'm thinking of Hawaii. Like I'm literally thinking of palm trees right now. I can't describe it.
Well, his like summer game skin gives me like dad on vacation vibes kind of thing.
Mhm.
You know, you got the button shirt, the coconut drink. You know, I don't know if it's just because I'm a parent myself and I'm just like, yeah, I could totally go for that and no kids right now. That'd be pretty awesome.
I love you, sweetie, but yeah.
I love you, darling, but Daddy needs a break. All right. All right. Hey, nobody clip that. All right. I don't want to be seeing any memes or stuff of that. All right. Dwayne, first thing that comes to your mind when I say Baptiste.
I'd have to say it's really boring, but I'll probably just say Prot because Prot plays a lot of Baptiste whenever we're queuing together. Yeah, that's about it. I don't have much else to say.
That's absolutely fine. All right, A-Tech.
Well, I was gonna say Prot, but I mean, I'll say the second thing, which is just support in general.
Okay.
Support line, you know.
Hey, Prot, what is the first thing that you think of when I say Baptiste?
I would say grab. Cause like one day enemy teams grabs, I'm like I just wait until everyone's like almost dead, and I pop the grab and we start healing the like crap out of the team, and the other team just gets shook. That's the first word that comes to my mind.
Nice. All right, Orion.
First word. Oh, you know what? Straight up. Lamp, as in lamp now, as in oh god, we're going to die. Where the fuck is the lamp?
Where's the lamp?
That's a good one.
I thought you said layup at first. Like
Nope, lamp.
Oh, where's the lamp? That makes me think of that moth meme. Just like all of you like skirting around the objective. Where's the lamp?
Where's the lamp?
Where's the lamp? All right, Nepenthe.
I'm gonna say the first thing that came to my head was his voice actor Vince Antoine, who is an amazingly handsome and smooth man.
Oh yes.
Who somehow got stuck playing the dork that is Baptiste. I mean, have you just heard like his new lines?
I mean, are you
kidding me?
But I love Baptiste, but he's so nerdy. Like he's so awkward and
but it's so cute. It's like that nerdy cute. Got it going on. I mean, you know,
the guy was literally a mercenary. What?
Yeah, he was
I know, right? Like
brainwashed mercenary trying to find his way back. You know,
it could be his coping mechanism. You know.
I killed people.
He just can't even dance. It's so
sorry. I'm so sorry. Go ahead, Nepenthe. I'm sorry.
I would say he's just such a nerd. Can't even dance. Look at him.
Can't even dance.
But we
Greatest
love him.
dance. Greatest
But
dance.
you can't even do the
I love it. I love it so much. All right, Shifty.
I think the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of Baptiste would have to be the voice line where he says like "Thank you, Baptiste."
Oh,
It's a memory from a comp game I think we played. I don't know if I was.
Oh yes.
I think I was queuing with some of the guys in the team.
Yeah.
And there's just someone on the enemy team constantly spamming the voice line. Thank you, Baptiste. We're just kind of a joke. Where we're just gonna.
Well, he was okay. Yeah, go ahead.
And I was just gonna finish off with that. We were just constantly just typing the global chat, just thank you Baptiste during the game. That was
Yeah, no, exactly. Like it was just so funny. Like he went think about these like 50 times, and then we just absolutely
obliterated him.
And then it was a good team bonding moment right there.
There was no lamp for that fight. Sorry, man. All right, and Travis.
First thing that comes to mind with Baptiste is probably his pirate and buccaneer skins.
Arg matey.
Yeah, so good.
It's word association, man.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, well that's
Visual
what I
association.
associated with.
Exactly.
He has been associated.
All right, so next word we got here, starting again with Atlas, is although you didn't get to fight many teams, you got to fight one that's been around for quite some time. So tell us what kind of memories or words that this might bring to mind. And that is the team Fighting Potatoes. So Atlas, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
I remember it's a little bit more of a story. I remember I don't remember much about the entire like session we played with them, but I remember like everything that happened on Nepal. And I remember I remember Shifty doing crazy things on ball, getting like 3-4 people off into the trough. Ooh. And then I remember their tanks were very good at coming toe to toe with me and Shifty. But they were a great team to play against, and they were really sweet.
Super kind.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty good guys. I'll give them that. All right, Icarus.
I have a few words, but it's it's a oh god, Lazuli's there. Just hi.
I remember that. Oh jeez.
That's all I have to say. Yeah, that's man. I remember trying to whittle him, and I got him sometimes. But it was a clear diff there for a while. Yeah, so yeah, Lazuli is terrifying would be my associated words.
All right.
He is terrifying.
The Lazuli difference right there, folks. All right,
Mhm.
Dwayne.
I have a quick question. If I don't have any more games, should I just close my stream?
Just keep rolling.
Yeah, just keep rotating through them. So these folks were so nice. We don't have any footage from any Courage games because we were never able to get them on a feature match, which is a big issue that we've had this entire time. And I wasn't really able to do the camera work tonight because it's kind of hard to ask questions as well as run the recording as well as run the camera work for all of this. So these fine folks just went and did a whole bunch of comp matches before coming in here, and now we're just watching all those VODs. So just so everybody knows what's going on in the background. But Icarus, I think we're on you. What's the first thing that comes to mind? Or sorry, we just did you. Dwayne, what's the first thing that comes to mind when we say Fighting Potatoes?
I'd have to say bubbly, because they're just a really bubbly team. Like attitude wise, it was mostly Sneaky Kittens. Their GM, I think.
Yeah, shout out Sneaky Kittens.
He's super bubbly
Super
and
sweet.
she's super nice too. Yeah, I just have really good memories of like just them being a great team mentally, and it was fun playing against them.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's about it.
All right, ATEC.
One word, 4 syllables. Sneaky Kittens.
I mean, technically it is one word. Technically it is. All right. Would you like to add anything to that?
Lazuli is scary.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god.
gosh.
Just keeping it short and simple.
Yeah, I feared him. He was
I have nightmares of that man at night.
his little world cracked.
All right, Prat.
I'm gonna go ahead and say the same thing, Sneaky Kittens, because so I say stupid stuff all the time, like really dumb stuff.
Oh,
I
Jesus.
don't watch over.
no.
Like we joined the queue. We joined the queue. I mean, we joined the game thing, right? We're in the lobby chilling, and Sneaky Kitten joins, and I didn't know it was a female, and I just say like weird stuff sometimes, and I was just like, "Hey, what's up, baby Chad?" And then the entire team was just like, "Prod, shut the fuck up, dude." And I was like, what do you mean? And they were like, "It's a female," and I was like, "What?" And later on the stream, she did say that if I was cute, we could like work out or something, but
Oh,
Oh,
Lord.
wow. I'm just finding love in Overwatch, folks. Just finding love in Overwatch. That's how it all starts. All right, Orion.
So this might be kind of callous, but the immediate thing that came to mind was who. And I don't mean that in a sense of like these people like weren't a great team or weren't fun to play against or anything like that. But I've kind of adopted a mentality recently of like focusing on what I need to improve on and just moving on to the next thing. So it's like I kind of put out, if I don't remember how we stood against them, I just like know that we fought against them at one point. I kind of just moved on. So
Gotcha.
like no shade to their team by any means. From what I can recall, they were great people to play against, but just like it kind of went in one ear and out the other.
I think you might have missed that scrim.
No, he was there for the first 2.
I think he was there, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was Lazuli a Widow player?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought he was a widow.
Oh,
Yeah, you
that was
remember
the,
on
okay.
Temple? Yeah.
Don't you have
Oh.
some memories?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have a lot of memories of that. I remember Junkertown.
Right. See what's actually going on is we're triggering Orion's PTSD from and now Orion's like, oh my gosh, oh Laz, no,
What do you mean?
don't hit me again, no.
I know, my goodness.
All right, Nepenthe.
Yeah, when I think of fighting potatoes, I immediately think of Lazuli, and from there I distilled that down to Widowmaker. That Widowmaker was terrifying. I was gonna hit at angles I didn't even know existed. I was like, yo, why am I dying? And then you look at the kill camera, and it's like, oh, she's like peeking through this tiny little 1 pixel window through the buildings. I'm like, what in the world? So yeah, and then I remember in the we were doing a VOD review, and it was like, come on, go up there, Lucio, and get that widow. I'm like, I'm not going up there. Absolutely not. Like, I value my life.
You must be messed up.
Not gonna pull a bleach and start punching Faras out of the sky anytime soon.
Oh God!
I tell you what, we have seen some of the weirdest stuff in Tranquility. Let me tell you, I didn't know Lucio's could punch Faras out of the sky till I met Bleach.
I've not punched a far out of the sky. I have booped her out of the sky before after she ulted. So that was a fun little.
You're getting there. All right.
In there.
All right, Shifty, fighting potatoes, go.
It definitely had to be kind of like the same thing everyone else said. They're just a very like overall wholesome team to play against, and I definitely think it was a really good kind of. I believe that was our first tournament game too in Tranquility, was it not?
No, we
played. That was our second.
It was our second.
Yeah, we played. I think
I wasn't there for the first one. That's why it was my first tournament game.
Okay.
It was definitely a good kind of introduction to the whole Tranquility community and how like nice everyone is, and that like even though it is like kind of like a competitive tournament, people don't take it like too seriously, like it's esports or all. Everyone's just there to have good fun, and it was definitely nice watching kind of like Sneaky Kitten's Twitch stream afterwards and seeing what they had to say about us and all that. It was really nice.
That is definitely the goal, I will say. Not every team conforms to that ideal, but that is definitely what we try to do here for sure. All right, Travis, what do you got?
For me, definitely it'd have to be Prot flirting with Sneaky Kittens, and we watched the stream afterwards, and she was very sweet about the whole situation. That was really nice to see.
Oh, That's
so...
awesome. That's awesome. See, now I'm gonna have to go back and watch it just to see what I missed out on. All right, so
The video does exist.
All right, so our next one, we always like to put composition duos in here. So obviously we're on 17, so we're running out of compositions at this point. Like we've done the Ryan Zarias, we've done the pulled pork, we've done the Mercy Zenyatas and all that jazz. So we're just going with probably what some would say is the worst of the worst, but you know what? I love it. I love it. It does a lot of damage. It kicks a lot of butt if it's used right, and that is the bunker composition of Bastion and Junkrat. So
I was
Atlas,
literally just thinking that.
So Atlas,
Yes.
the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of Bastion and Junkrat in the same place?
That actually comes up for us a lot more than just outside of bunker comp. Basically, every time we play with Tech, I have to barter with him about when he gets to play Bastion during the scrim or during the tournament game.
Hey, Tech's my favorite player now. Go ahead.
And then it's usually me telling Icarus to go Junkrat if we need the shield break. But we end up not running the Junkrat a lot, but we run Bastion honestly a lot more than we should.
It gets the job done.
But
that's right.
But like we like doing weird stuff, and it works out for us also a lot more than it should. So we're gonna keep slamming our head into that until it's done.
You know what? There ain't nothing wrong with that. I tell people all the time in freaking comp, they get all sweaty like, oh, why we running a Bastion here? It's like, did you not look at the hero screen? Bastion's right there. Like it's not like I just pulled him out of my butt or something and put him on the field. It's like he's a playable hero in the game. Like like it doesn't. We aren't GM freaking Overwatch. Even Overwatch League runs the Bastion sometimes. Like, come on, folks.
Do you understand how much he go burr?
he go burr pretty good. All right, Icarus, Bastion Junkrat.
Bastion Junkrat. I'd say impenetrable, honestly, because I mean I'm a dirty Genji. So, like I play Genji a lot, and it's like I can like do a lot of damage to it, but it's just like I always find myself dead by like a bouncing little bouncy ball of death, and then it comes and like shoots me in the back of the forehead, whatever. And, like I'll just take care of nowhere.
Right through your brain, just so you know.
Exactly. Like no, but like I'll just end up dead, and I'm sitting there, and then people are like, "I don't think Genji's working here." I'm like, "Well, you know what? I don't know what to play. Okay."
I don't know what to do. All right. See, for me as a Bastion player and not anywhere close to being any good at Genji, the funnest part for me is being on the other side of that. So when you try to come in and you try to get me to shoot myself by deflecting right in front of me, and I just look at you like, why are you waving that sword around like a crazy madman? That's not doing anything for you. You really should go get some help at this point. And then I go burn.
And then I burn.
And then I burn, and then you dead. It's always interesting. It's like some Genji players are just like, I'm gonna go Genji, I'm gonna deflect, and then the Bastion's gonna be dead. And it's like, we're not all idiots. We don't just hold the trigger the whole time and burn everything. That's not how we play. Oh, Dwang, how do you feel about this Bastion Junkrat duo?
Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is probably dive tanks, because for some reason we like to run Bastion Junkrat with dive tanks probably more often than we run it with actual Ursa Sig.
Wow.
For some reason.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're a very interesting team.
See,
Yeah.
I thought it was the other way around, and that you were running Winston Diva into the Bastion Junkrat. And
Oh,
it's just
no,
like,
no.
oh, see, this is the strategy. We just die faster, and then we can come back faster, and then we just repeat that pattern.
Oh,
And
no,
then
no,
see,
no.
there are more fights that we possibly have the ability to win.
Yeah, we're the ones running Winston Diva.
Yeah.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I've seen some of the weirdest compositions work.
Yeah, it's worked out.
In our
Definitely worked out.
community. All right, A-Tech.
It would have to be. I'm gonna say this in a funny voice because this is usually how it goes in like the middle of a game. Just Bastion. I will in the middle of one of our scrims, if we're down two or up a couple or somewhere in between, it'll be on like an escort or a control map, and I'll just be thinking, "Hey Mac, Bastion."
I love this.
And then he'll sternly go, "No, not right now," or "All right, fine."
Oh man, that's like my 4-year-old asking for Milkies. No. Milkies? No.
In other words, Tech calling you a 4-year-old.
Okay. You can do it this once. All right.
You just eventually give in.
Exactly. They just wear you down. That's the whole goal.
Mhm.
All right.
That's
Prod.
the point. I do it every game.
We were still doing word association, right?
Yes.
Okay, I would say Atlas because he's the guy that goes when A-Tech wants to play Bastion. He's the guy that goes, okay, but if it's not working, you're switching like immediately, or like, okay, just this one time, but like never ever.
So Atlas in the parenting realm, that is called bargaining.
Yeah, Atlas is like in this situation. Yeah, Tech is the 4-year-old, and Atlas is the father figure. If you will.
You mean in every situation?
Oh my god. Dormammu.
We'll get to similar questions around that here in a little bit. Orion, what do you think of this composition?
So I don't have so much of a word association as more of a
Yeah.
kind of like because like it's obnoxious because like Junkrat has the capacity to be able to put out random spam damage that he might not even be aiming in your general direction, and somehow it like just magically a grenade like happens to fall into your lap, and it's like, oh, there's a concussion mine, and you're dead. And then the other side of it too is the fact that like you have Bastion, right? So you have Bastion who is able to do like direct hit scan damage. Obviously he can't headshot, but it's like it's still enough firepower to be able to like blaze down anything you're throwing. Because like if you run a shield into the Junkrat or the Bastion for that matter, it's going to get shredded either way. But it's the fact that you have both the precision aim and also the explosive burst damage that's like makes it for just an annoying combination. And it's just more it's not as if it's unkillable. It's just super obnoxious to play around because then it just becomes a battle of attrition at that point. I guess those are the words I would connotate with it then, is just battle of attrition, because it's just who can kill the other person faster, I guess.
Right. How much can we keep the Mercy from trying to res that Bastion we just for like the 5th time? All right.
Which brings me back to lamp. Oh god,
lamp.
Where's the lamp?
Throw the lamp. Throw the lamp now, please. All right. Nepenthe.
Okay, so I was gonna say my initial like reflexive lizard brain reaction was, oh god, like just those two characters on the same team. It's like, do I even really want to play this game anymore? But in regards to Bastion, I have a very like kind of floaty memory of a time on Hanamura where Bastion was sitting up top on point, but up top on the little rafter up there, and I was like, they're probably gonna come in with Symmetra. Like, I'm pretty sure we played this there. It's like I feel like they're just gonna teleport in, and then they did do a teleport, but the only thing that came through was an ult and Genji on top of our poor Bastion. I abandoned Bastion like immediately. I was like,
So sorry.
I don't want any part of that. Like, you're on your own, buddy.
Yeah, you're on your own there. You do birthings, and I'll just stand over here safe away
But
from
it was just
the bleeding Genji.
It was just a surprise because you expect the entire team to just rush through, but no, it's just one single Genji with a whole lot of ana juice running through his veins.
Man, look at that.
This is the first time I've heard that.
Look at that
phrasing ever.
sparkly kawaii Genji slashing away at our bastion.
Aw, so cute.
ooh, ooh. All right. All right, Shifty.
Initially, I'd have to say the first thing that came to my mind was just A-Tech, just his name, because I know Bastion is like his stamp character, but then it also kind of when I think about it a bit more, it also takes me back on the memory where I think it was either a scrim or a comp game where we played on King's Row and we decided to sim TP to the right side, not on point, but just on the right side when we were attacking on the first point. And when we TP'd there, just kind of like you can see the sheer panic on the enemy team when they see a high ground with a Bastion and just like just trying to like make a quick play. Like, do I run behind the car? Do I look for Reinhardt? Like they weren't expecting. They were waiting for us to go by choke. It was just a slaughter. We whoever we fought, whether it was a script team or a comp game, they got rolled that fight. It was pretty funny.
God.
Wait, when was this?
I don't. I just remember the conversation you and I had right before it took.
Was this when we did a May Sim thing or no?
No, it was we sim TP'd Bastion up to the first point King's Row, straight behind their team, and then we ran dive tanks with it, and then dove in right behind it.
Oh my!
I have no memory of that.
It was brutal.
That is huge brain.
Yeah.
Holy goodness.
It was mean.
So we TP'd first point King's Row. We TP'd like we sent Bastion up to high ground right behind statue, and then as soon as he landed up there, we dove in behind them. And they just Why
have we never done this before? Again, why have we never done this again? I do not remember this.
I felt so gross.
Wow, that's some big brain plays there. Holy goodness! All right, Travis. Last but not least, what has this composition got you thinking?
For me, just trouble. A lot of trouble.
See now you got me thinking Team Rocket, like Bastion's Jesse, Junkrat's James, just like prepare for trouble and make it double.
Oh my god,
this is gonna be really annoying for the next couple of minutes.
Enjoy your stay.
Enjoy your stay. All right. I'm gonna pull the trigger on this. So normally, well, I guess it is still normal, I suppose. We do a podcaster. If you don't know, we do the Iris podcast every Monday night, where many of the leaders of the community, as well as some of us casters, go on the podcast and we talk about various things. The most recent one to date with this episode would have been this last Monday when all of us came in and we did bracketology. So we broke down the entire bracket and just kind of guessed or used computers, as some do, to determine who we thought would make it to the finals. And we have a lot of fun. We tell depending on the composition of who's on there, we tell an incredible amount of dad jokes. An incredible amount, like an ungodly amount of jokes and puns. It is otherwise keynoted as the pun cast instead of podcast.
Okay.
So normally we would do one of them that are not here, because I am also one of that staff. But I get tired of having people embarrassed by the fact that they don't know this person. And I feel like with as much as I've done this season, you might know me. So I'm going to put my name in today. And this is going up on my birthday anyway, so it's my party. Mm-hmm. I'll do what I want to. I don't have anybody to say otherwise here. So going down the line, good, bad, or whatever... no judgment either way. I'm not. We won't go immediately to server kick trivia if you don't know anything about me. I swear. So Atlas, starting with you, what do you think when you hear Captain Jack?
I immediately think of the movie, like the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Yes, that's one of 4
He's a
Captain
pirate.
Jacks I'm named after. One of 4.
But I do like Luke is much more involved in training stuff than I am. I'm usually more focused like inwards on the team itself. So I don't know much about really any of the podcasts or the server admins at Tranquility. So
Gotcha. See, and that's why I did this, because I was like, okay, you came in stage 2. You've been here for like less than about a month, maybe. It's like, man, I really don't want to embarrass one of them again. I really don't want to do that. So I figured I'd give you your best shot, only because normally I'm casting like twice or 3 times a week. So, or at least as of late. Please, dear gods, let's get some more casters next season. All right. So, Icarus, what do you think of when you hear the words Captain Jack?
He's a pirate. No, sorry,
Yes,
that's
yes,
because
he is a
but
pirate.
I would say either caster or entertaining. Because I remember I watch a lot of the Iris, like just because I'm narcissistic and want to hear my name called sometimes. If I'm being honest, but yeah, no, I'd have to say entertaining, because like whenever I'll be a little nice right now. Like whenever I remember there's a time you weren't on the podcast, I was like, oh. like this isn't gonna be as much, So yeah, so I got
We all bring our unique personality. I believe that it was a couple back when we did the Good Boys episode. I'm like the crazy raving drunk uncle that comes in and I'm just like, hey everybody, it's time to party. Fat shatters all around for everybody. So I'm just and that's just kind of the personality that I've always been, and I think that that's gotten kicked up like a million notches because I've been literally trapped inside since March like everybody else, and as someone who is very extroverted, not being around people has been made me go a little cuckoo, just saying. So awesome. Dwang, what do you think of when you hear the words Captain Jack?
I don't want to sound offensive or anything,
That's
but
fine. No. Be offensive.
Loud.
Yes.
Because I mean, there's nothing wrong with being loud. It's probably because like I watched like a couple of the matches, and in the 1 or 2 matches that I actually watched completely, I think you were casting one of them, and I just remember you being really loud while you're casting. So, yeah.
I have a very
That's about it.
boisterous personality. So,
Yeah.
yes, I'm actually honestly surprised that they don't turn me down more. Fat shatters can be equally as quiet production. I'm just saying. All right. So, ATEC, what do you think of when you hear the words Captain Jack?
My initial thought in this context was Tranquility, because obviously, you are a Tranquility caster. But I feel like in any other context, I feel like in any other context, I would have obviously thought of Captain Jack Sparrow.
Ah, man, still only 1 of 4. Come on, folks. Let's guess the other 3. All right, Prot.
Okay, when you say Captain Jack, it reminds me of Captain Jack Harkness from Doctor Who.
Yes.
And Torchwood.
There you go. That's another one.
I used to watch that like all the time when I was like 14, 15, I think.
Ooh. Okay, now you're making me feel old. All right.
I'm sorry.
I'm a late bloomer to the Whovianness, but
Bloomer boomer.
Yeah, bloomer boomer. But yes, that is another. So Captain Jack was kind of one of those names that stuck with me from a variety of different points in my life. So that's why I'm kind of counting down. So Captain Jack Sparrow, I love the Pirates of the Caribbean series. It's amazing. I wish the unfortunate events that became of Johnny Depp didn't happen so we could have more. And hopefully that'll change in the future. And then Captain Jack Harkness, another great character. If you don't watch Doctor Who, I incredibly recommend it. But there are two more that are actually not TV related. So we'll see if we can get to the other two here. Orion, when I say Captain Jack, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Parsnips, parsley, parlay. Parlay. That was my immediate. But the other thing I was thinking of is there is a song by Billy Joel with the title of Captain Jack.
3.
Which,
that's number 3.
Oh, excellent.
There
Okay,
you
so
go.
yeah, that was the other place that I went to. Yeah.
Yeah, technically, I guess that would be number 4 because it's the one that I most recently found out about, and I was like, yeah, I totally would have named myself Captain Jack after that.
Prod, I swear I did not.
Because
Okay.
like the chorus goes, Captain Jack will get you high tonight, and I'm like, I hope that I do that with like my energy. I obviously Captain Jack does
Jack
not.
will get you hyped
Captain
tonight?
Jack and the legal team at Tranquility say that we do not promote any type of stimulus other than auditory means via casting and podcasting. Thank you very much. All right. Which is so funny because a lot of people ask me like, do you like drink or anything like before you go on, and I'm like, this is just me. Like if I drink, I'm so
This is me,
boring.
guys.
I'm boring, I'm tired, like I don't, it's just like blah. Like this is just like who I am.
There's a word for that. There's a word for that amongst Team Courage, and it's known as wiggly.
All right, so
Boys,
good
I'm
to
feeling a
know,
little wiggly
good to know.
tonight.
I'm gonna use that way more often now. All right, Nepenthe, what is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear Captain Jack?
All right, time to date myself. And I'm not sure if this is the third one, but the first thing I think of is Captain Jack, the music artist. He did some songs for DDR. I mean, he's got a song named Captain Jack, and then he's got some other ones. It was Euro pop trash that you would hear on like the old Dance Revolution machines and stuff, and I loved it.
Me too, because that is number 3.
Oh,
But it's number 3 in like two different ways. So the song that artist made, Captain Jack, is actually based off of a Navy chant that
Yeah,
I learned during my time in the Navy. So it's exactly the way that he says it is exactly the same. Other than I think it's like Air Force related, like the company that the song particularly is talking about. But obviously you change that for whoever it is that's singing it. But yeah, that is actually the third one. I was a big fan of DDR growing up. It was one of my favorite songs, and then when I joined the Navy at 19, I learned it like right out of boot camp. So it was something that just kind of always stuck with me. Hey, oh, Captain Jack. So
no,
how about that? Look at these smart folks there. Courage, getting them all right there. Beautiful. All right. So Shifty, everybody's guessed them all. So I guess whatever first comes to mind, you don't have to worry about trying to figure it out. So what's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Captain Jack?
First thing that comes to my mind is definitely you, because your name's Captain Jack.
Thank you.
I wasn't much of a Pirate of the Caribbean guy, so.
All right.
When I think about it more, it's just really kind of like opposite, because I'm not much of a extroverted person like you are. So like the thought of like having to do podcasts constantly is like, oh man, I could not think about doing that myself. I'm not much of a talker.
So let me just put it this way. When I first took on the responsibility, the goal was to help the people that were supposed to be doing this season, not me jumping in and taking over. That was not the plan. But thankfully, I did have the means and ability to be able to do so. So I was glad that I could help out, because first off, we get this question a lot on the Iris podcast, which I just recently joined as well, that we want to know, people want to know more about the teams. Like, we want to know more about the people who are playing and yada yada. That's how, you got some people that have like their names are well known, like, Laz or Caden or whatnot, because of, either what they do for the community or how well they play. But so, other people are like, how do we get to know about everybody else? And that's what this podcast has always been about. It's about getting to know everybody. So we hope if you missed any of them, we put a lot of work into them. I'm just saying, go back. They're all here. YouTube.com/OW Tranquility. Shameless plug, as I always like to throw in there.
Always.
So, and they will always be here. We got lots of plans for next season as well. We've already been talking about season 6 and different things that we're gonna do with the team. So be sure to continue following. It's gonna be great. All right, Travis. Last but not least, what do you think of when you hear Captain Jack?
For me, competitive Overwatch, because I'm pretty new to all this, and the first couple things that I've been introduced to, I guess would be like Trank and you now.
All right, all right. Well, I'm definitely not the top tier or anything like that, but I tried to do my part. All right. So, last but not least, we have another team for this word association area, and it is an unfortunate one. I felt like maybe we should talk about it. See if Vision is 2020 as is the year, and maybe not so horrible. And that team is Paradise. So starting with Atlas, working our way down. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think about Paradise?
Paradise was a strong team, and we, at least I went into it, and I tried to establish with everybody, was like, I didn't mind how the tournament went. I was just really proud of how we did going into it, and like the preparation that everybody did before the games. And honestly, that was our first like actual Overwatch game together, and I think it got a little bit into our heads. But I think another whole big part of it is Paradise is just a strong team. I don't know many of them like personally. I never really spoke to any of them one on one, but like kind of same with us. Like every one of their players showed up every game. Like I don't. I remember trying to IGL and trying to pick out somebody that we could put pressure on as dive, and like we couldn't find it. Their brawl was insane, and like every one of their players like just played so well, and but it was a pleasure to play against them, and we would love to scrim against them again. And
What's the word? What do we?
Oh yeah, there's no word. I was just talking. But yeah.
All right. Yeah, I feel like that's first off, as is your namesake, you had a lot of courage coming in here in the second half of the tournament, especially when like so the way that we have changed things in season 5 and how things will be going moving forward is that especially this season we had a lot of new teams, and your SR doesn't really give you the whole scope of how well the team will do in the tournament. Like you could have a team that has incredibly high SR but just doesn't have a lot of coordination and can falter real easily. You can have a team that's like bottom barrel SR end up being freaking first seed in the playoffs. Like pretty much anything can happen. So the way that stage 1 works is that we kind of put you into 4 groups and just see what happens. Like it's just a little experiment for 5 weeks. It's just like we throw you into groups, just divide you out evenly, and then we just see what happens. And then for stage 2, we rearrange you so that the people that you're playing against, despite like your SR or whatnot, your skill will be matched as equally as a team, 2 teams of equal skill. So that the fights that you're having are more intense. You have to, it's starting really to get into kind of like the best of the best mindset, which you're going to need going into the playoffs. And so I think that was an incredible change that Tranquility did moving forward, because a lot of tournaments, they'll literally just go for like 10 weeks, obviously best of the best gets first seed, and then like everyone else just kind of separating the wheat from the chaff. Anyone that's not able to make it doesn't make it. But I feel that we do a really good job of trying to pair, especially in the second half now, trying to pair you against teams that we know are going to give you a challenge, because we know that there are some teams that you may fight that probably won't. Honestly, they probably won't give you any challenge, and unfortunately, in the first half, you might not get matched with them at all. But you got thrown into the tournament in somebody else's spot.
Yeah.
So there was no way of telling how you were going to do coming into this tournament, because we had no idea. And so the fact that you went 2-1 in the second half really shows not only your courage in coming in a decided spot of which you had no chance in actually deciding, but you also did incredibly well for your stage. And so, like I've been saying to a lot of first-time teams here in Stage 5, just take that as just dipping your toe in the water.
Oh, yeah.
For first season, just kind of, getting the lay of the land, getting to know people, getting to know how the tournaments run, seeing who the big fish on campus are, and then next season you take them out.
Oh, yeah.
Easy day, right? Easy day.
Yep.
All right.
We were saying that during groups. But
all right, so I'll stop blabbing on, as I've been seeming to do tonight. So I feel like I'm trying to make up for two people, but honestly, I probably should just keep to being one person, because I already talk too much.
Talk as much as you want.
All right, so Icarus, when you're thinking of Paradise, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Huh? No, it would have to be Sag. Would probably be mine, or just sad. Just because, I mean, Paris is a good team at their core. I think their tank is really good. Paradox Rogue. Eden was god tier. But it was a team that we scrimmed before, and I think I went in a little too confident that we were going to beat them. We've scrimmed them before, 3-1 them. And then we kind of, I think, got overconfident and lost 4-0. So, just taking it and learning it, and just sad.
Yeah, and that would be another note that I've been making to a lot of teams this season, is that don't count anybody out in the playoffs. Never.
Exactly.
Because, similar to what we've been talking about, typically around week 3 or 4 of Stage 1, you'll start seeing teams, depending on how the team is run, obviously. They may start looking for new players, may start trading players or kicking players, and the team changes and the synergy changes. Some teams may continue to stick together and just get better, and end up practicing more, or starting to practice if they haven't been already. And if you find yourself in the playoffs, I mean, I'll give you a prime example right now. Dirt in Transcendence tier, 11th seed, I'm pretty sure, is in the semifinals. And I'm just like, what is going on? What is this?
What is happening?
What is happening here? And it's like, I have to even remind myself, it's like, don't count anybody out. You can look at the numbers all you want, but sometimes you just gotta pull an NPC and say, I like Dirt. And Dirt doing good. Dirt's doing good. All right, Dwayne, what do you think of when I say Paradise?
I have to say unlucky. I know I like to say unlucky a lot after we lose like comp games, but that game with our match then was actually unlucky. It was like, I think it was the first time Eden played in a Trank match, so we had no idea how Eden would like perform, I guess. So, and he performed really well, which definitely took us by surprise. And another thing that was unlucky was, I'm pretty sure Prot's Ethernet cable or something got like shit on by his cats or something.
Oh,
So he
Oh,
didn't have an
yeah.
internet cable, and then I remember he that's why he like fell off the map on like Sky A defense,
Oof.
and that was just unlucky.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yep,
Yeah.
that do be unlucky. All right, A-Tech.
So my would probably be frustrating because I feel like when it came to that game, I thought we were doing pretty okay. Like not obviously not gonna 4-0 or anything because we didn't last time. So I felt like I didn't personally bring it up to the level that I could have. And when I started getting countered and started getting like focused personally, I felt like I wasn't performing as well as I could have. So it's my bad.
I don't think so.
That was my bad, but
I humbly disagree, but
Also their players are correct.
yeah.
So I would say to you, A-Tech, like I've been saying to a lot of people that have been kind of really upset especially after the quarterfinals. Oh my gosh. So remember again the change that we made so that it's now like stage 1, stage 2 pairs you with better teams that you're more comparable with, and then you go into the playoffs and you're seeded usually with teams of equal strength. The whole goal is to get better. It always is and always has been. It doesn't mean that you're a bad player. You might have an off night. It happens to the best of us. But I would never say be super upset or be super down on yourself. Always be looking for that. Okay, we'll get them next time. Now I know what I need to work on. Now I know what I need to look out for. And then, we just hit the ground running. So don't be so hard on yourself, A-Tech. I'm sure you did great. All right. Prot.
I would say desperation, because I'm a healer, right? And there's a freaking Pharah in my ass the entire game. So I'm like, okay, how do I'm looking at my teammates and they're just getting crushed. So I'm just like, okay, I need to step up, I need to do something. I went through the entire healer hero picks and none of them did anything, and I'm just switching, like just rotating through healers. I'm like, dude, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Like I can't do anything about this. And then so I just was like, okay, well, I'm fucked.
Yeah, it do be like that sometimes.
But after the game, I realized that we can just work on it and get better. That was literally our first tournament, and we got in super late, and like we just have so much room to grow as a team, and we already have grown a lot since the tournament.
And I think that that's definitely something to think about as a team in your position. Like these teams started like a month and a half before you did. So they've already been building like all this synergy, all this, trying new heroes and everything. And they've been trying it against teams that they've already played. So they already know what to kind of look out for going into this. So again, as your namesake, you had a lot of courage coming into this tournament in stage 2 with absolutely no clue, and then still doing as good as you did. So major props. The fact that you made it into the playoffs is major props. I'm just saying. There were some teams that didn't make it. So you definitely aren't the bottom of the barrel in any case whatsoever. So Orion, what do you got for Paradise?
So I have a word and an analogy. I'm failing. So the word I'm failing to find a better one. I don't mean this fully, but the word that came to mind is vengeful. And the analogy to go with it is fighting potatoes is to Lazuli as Paradise is to Eden, because while I don't have much of a recollection of playing against Fighting Potatoes, Eden stuck with me because I only played one of the 4 maps against Eden, and I say vengeful purely because of the fact that I wanted to get a chance to duel him again. When he wasn't playing the same characters that he was playing when I wasn't on the other 3 maps, but on the map that we were playing together, I don't recall. I felt like it was fairly even, but my memory might be a little shot. I'm not sure. But I kind of just wish that I would have had another crack at him, I guess. But yeah, I guess I don't mean vengeful in the full sense, but that's the most apt word that I can think of at the moment that describes my feelings towards that.
Gotcha. You just wanted your chance to perform on the same heroes that you'd been seeing them play all night.
Or to counter it, actually.
Yeah,
Conversely.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's definitely something that especially as DPS characters with such a huge roster, there's so many different ways to fight that out. So yeah, I'm sure you'll get your chance. Season 6 just around the corner. All right, Nepenthe. When I say paradise, what are you thinking of?
The first thing that comes to mind immediately is just pharmacy. Like, just because I came in late, and I was like, "Hey guys, how are we doing?" And they were like, "Oh, I mean, we're in the tournament." And I was like, "Oh, hard. Oh, okay."
We are here.
But man, just that Farah, and just Farah is just a frustrating hero to play against in general, especially a good one. It's just, she's the only character who flies and moves in the pattern she does. So it's always annoying dealing with her, and when she's being pocketed and whatnot. Well, Echo, she doesn't stay in the air for so long. A lot of times I see Echo's just on the ground. Farah's always in the air, and it was legitimately frustrating. I, like Prot, felt helpless. I was like, I don't know what I can do. Like, I can't even out heal this. Yeah. So, it was. I guess it was a dosage of reality. Because we were kind of put into the tournament so late. And this is my first time even being in a tournament and being on a team. So, you always got that little niggling thing back in your mind, even if you're doing good. Like, are we really probably not gonna win? So,
Yep.
a little reality check is never a bad thing. So, props to that Pharaoh. But oh my God, like, pharmacy really had to play that.
Well, as A-Tech would say, Bastion?
Believe it or not, we did try that.
We actually, like, at the end of it, I was sitting there with Tech, and it was just me and Tech, and I was like, dude, I should have listened to you. We should have just ran the damn Bastion.
Well, the only reason we lost when I was on the Bastion is because I set up really poorly on that cart, and I kind of feel bad about that.
No, I mean, like, I was on Sigma, like.
Oh, wait, did we go to I don't remember that much.
I think
What
we
did
were
we do?
Sigma Hug. And like with pirate ship, so like that's kind of on us.
Perfect composition.
Yeah.
All right, Shifty, your turn. Paradise, go.
First thing that probably would come to my mind is just round 3, because I mean, like, yeah, they did beat us in the tournament, and we also did beat them in a scrim. So in my eyes, it's just we're tied, and I want a third round.
All right. Best 2 out of 3 Paradise. Just saying. All right. And Travis, what do you got for Paradise?
For me, definitely like learning and taking that loss as like an opportunity to like fix some of our like issues and kinks and not really like beat ourselves up over that loss.
Nice. That's the biggest brain play of all, folks. All right. So we've been talking for quite some time, folks. So we'll try to speed things up, but again, no rush. We are so far the longest time to beat is 2.5 hours. So
Wow.
We're edging close to that, but not close enough. So you all want to keep talking? I will be here. I got nowhere to go. So so our next section is Team Superlative. So the way this works is I will give you a question similar to the sound of who is the biggest feeder on your team, and the whole team says
A-Tech.
Exactly. There you go. See?
Oh God.
So it's going to be similar to what we've done before. You'll move your way down the list, identifying who you believe fits this criteria the best. And then, depending on where they are in the list, I will pull them aside, and they will essentially have to either defend themselves at the end, or will just have to accept that they are this position on the team. And again, we just make these up every episode so that they're a little different. And if you don't have anybody that fits that, then just lie. So whoever you say, I will totally go with, no questions asked. So so the first question, starting with Atlas, who on your team is the biggest drama queen, the most likely to star in their own reality show?
Oh, fuck.
or king or person, however you self-identify, as long as the drama's still there.
So just this is purely from like it's purely artificial because of how we laid out our team. My answer would have to be Luke because we are co-captains. Because there are times when we disagree, and the whole point of us being co-captains is both of us have kind of like not opposite, but we balance each other out in very good ways on a lot of different aspects. So sometimes that turns into kind of backroom conversations between me and him that can be a little difficult, but I like without talking too highly of myself and Luke, the reason that Courage is working as well as it is, at least in the backdrop, not in games, is because Luke and I can work out stuff like that because we've known each other forever. So
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's Icarus.
So Icarus, you've only got one shot against you, so I'll give you a chance to deflect if you would like. Who do you believe is the biggest drama queen of Courage?
Oh no, yeah, it's me. It's I'm definitely yeah, I definitely cause the most drama, I think. I mean, it's like we're all pretty cool dudes. I mean, I have a tendency to like I honestly don't know how to word this, but you know, I'm just dramatic.
You're just
I'm
passionate.
If I was yeah, I'm the star in a Shakespearean play. Like
all right.
That is me.
All right. Don't be flying too close to the sun there, fam. All right.
I
know. Who is the drama queen of Courage?
I have to say Luke too. I'm just looking down the list and I don't see any other options. You know, there's like no, there really isn't any like actual drama queen. It's just Luke is the best option out of those that are here.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, time to get your shots in, folks. ATEC.
Luke.
Damn!
It was between Luke or Dwayne because that's just kind of the humor we have. It's about being a drama queen, but like, yeah, Luke.
All right.
Why me?
I just love the fact that Icarus is like secretly hoping that people won't say it's them, and then when they do, it's like, dang it, man!
Yeah, I know. Dang, that totally predictable outcome happened.
Exactly.
What a surprise!
Totally, me saying myself probably wasn't the best idea. All right,
No.
Prod.
Can I skip this? Cause like I don't know why they're saying Luke. Honestly, like no one's a drama queen in the. As far as
Prod. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, drama queen.
Maybe I haven't been in the team for long enough, but I'm gonna have to skip this one.
So Prod, we talked about this in the beginning. This is where the lying comes in.
Okay, then I'm gonna go with ATEC.
There you go.
Luke literally made this about himself.
Just like it's. You guys, I'm gonna leave that up to your imagination.
ATEC Bastion? There you go.
Hey man, I love the guy though. I love the guy.
Orion.
I love my captains, but I'm sorry, Luke. I'm throwing you under the bus.
Dang, man.
There's a whole side conversation that can be had about something that happened in like not so recent memory, but within the last like month and a half that would be perfect for like a whole 13 episode arc of the Icarus like.
Dude, that could have been a soap opera.
But-
Straight
It could have been.
Oh,
Honestly.
geez, this, yeah.
But we're not gonna go into it.
I love you, buddy.
Oh boy, oh boy. I'll have to see. I'll have to see if that comes out on daytime television anytime soon. All right, Nepenthe.
It's gonna be a straight to DVD release because COVID.
Yeah, that'll be unfortunate.
All right, so I'm going to be a part of the pack.
The nicest way you could have said that.
But the thing is, like, it happened, and before I could even finish like making the popcorn, it was over. So I mean, it wasn't even a bad. It was
yeah.
But it's just, I guess, that's just captain drama. I guess that's what you guys go through. I don't know. I'm pretty new to this entire thing. I just kind of watch from the sidelines.
Captain Jack and Captain Drama.
It's all right. We have a couple other questions that'll flush out a little bit more of that relationship here in the near future. All right. So Shifty.
What they said.
Well, I mean, they, depending on who you're talking about, have said multiple answers. So you have to be specific.
Say it. Shift
Number 2.
Number 2. All right, and Travis.
For me, it's got to be Prot. Like I know him the best out of everybody, and he definitely has a strong connection with drama for sure.
I agree with that. Honestly, we've known each other for like 5 years, and like, yeah,
yeah.
The team hasn't known me for long enough yet.
You were actually my second choice, Prat.
Dwayne, like just like I have you all numbered, Dwayne has you all numbered just for that question.
Yeah, I know.
Had it all
Dwayne.
All right. So next question kind of fits into what we've been talking about. We've been hearing about some squabbles, maybe between our co-captains. So I guess let's hear it. Who do you believe are the parent or parents of your team? So we're looking for like the one that's most responsible, the one that's always checking in on you, seeing how things are going. Some people have taken the abusive parent route, and the ones that are trying to whip you into shape. Whichever direction you feel you need to go, please go ahead and do so. So starting again with Atlas.
I'm definitely like the overbearing. Like, is there anything else? Like, can I? Do you need like a sandwich or like? Can I bring you some like all that?
Yeah.
That's definitely me. As like the other parent. It honest like I was kind of split between Icarus and Dwayne because no matter what's going on, even if I'm having a rough day, like Icarus and Dwayne, but like on several occasions Dwayne directly has like just been more calm than anybody else. So I would probably say between me, Dwayne, and Icarus.
All right. Icarus, how do you feel? Who do you believe are the parent or parents of the team?
So I have 3 answers actually.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have. So my first one is obviously Atlas. He kind of is the. If he was a sandwich, he's the bread of the sandwich. You know, like he keeps everything together the best way possible.
Gotcha.
When it comes to Dwayne, which is my next one, Dwayne knows just as much as I do about everything I'm doing. Like, he's completely on it all the time. And super kind dude. And always checking on people, making sure they're good. And like, I'm sorry. Basically, I'm like, I'm looking. Like if there's anyone I trust, I would like trust with my life, it'd probably be Dwayne, like IRL, just because he knows what's going on.
All right.
But last but not least, I'm probably gonna have to give it to Prot too. At least as a personable thing, he'll just come to me and be like, hey, like, hope you're doing well, or like, hope this is going on. Also, if you have anything for me that I need to do that, and I'll also bounce those ideas off him, stuff like that. So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So what we've learned is that Dwayne is in an Among Us reference, always ready to take the number 2 spot. Just saying. All right. I'm guessing the team doesn't play Among Us. That would be.
I stopped playing Among Us.
I was waiting for a bit more laughter there, and it was like, what are you talking about? Gosh, you boomer. Oh, trying to get in our trends. You don't understand us. All right, Dwayne. Who are the parent or parents of your team?
I'd have to say Atlas, just because he's our IGL. He's always leading us in game. He's always checking in on our mental attitudes.
Nice.
Which is something I really respect.
Majors.
Yeah. I have to say Atlas.
All right, ATEC.
It's Atlas. That's it.
All right.
I find it a very simple question. He literally IGL main tank, always asking about us. Like, I mean, I really can't think of anybody else.
Most responsible person to get a rental car. It's Atlas. Got it.
I would trust this guy with my insurance.
All right, Prat.
I'm gonna say it's Atlas and Luke, not just because they're the GMs. I mean, they're the captains. But like when I first started playing on the team, I was a healer. So like whenever I needed help, I was like, "Yo, I'm getting dived," and I just see Atlas just like hovering over me with Monkey and just like jumping on me, just like I was like, "Atlas, you're such a father figure." And I remember saying that, and then like it just like it became a thing. And also Luke, cause like they just kind of take care of the team and everything. And if I have something like going on, I'll be like, "Hey man, what should I do about this?" And they're just like there,
Nice.
That's it.
All right, Orion.
So I'll say this first. When it comes to Icarus has always been. I always consider him kind of like. It's the fun uncle that you always get into trouble with. Like your parents wonder where you were, and then you find out you're with Uncle Icarus, like lighting bottle rockets in the backyard or something like that. Just because like you needed to find something to like entertain yourselves. And like that being said, like whatever you guys are doing, like or whatever dumb shenanigans you're getting into, he always makes sure that like your safety and comfort is first, and he would never go out of his way to like do something that would make you feel uncomfortable or weird. So there's that.
Gotcha.
But when it comes to the parental figures, like this team was founded on the principle that we wanted to have people who care about the game, but also like care about having a good time, that aren't out for what's the term I want to use? They're not like at your throat for anything that you do.
We're not try-harding here.
Well, I mean, like, yes and no.
Yeah.
Because, like, for me specifically, I've always had a problem with, like, trying to separate the idea of having fun and then try-harding, because they became so, like, one end to the other end of the spectrum for me, where I've almost lost the ability to have fun while I'm trying to rank up in comp. But as such, Atlas has made that his primary goal, and he will go out of his way to make sure that the members of his team are not only enjoying themselves, but they're going to have an experience that will last them well past their time with this team. And so I think somebody who is not only a good moderator, but also just a genuinely good person, that means a lot to have as somebody who I would follow into battle at any point, theoretically.
Aww.
Or not, let's turn. Yeah.
Thank you.
So I'm going to reenact something here for you, Orion, and I want to know if I hit the nail on the head of anything you might have heard from Icarus. Ready? Hey, Orion. I think we need to go. I got a mission. We gotta go do something. Does that sound kind of like a?
That's actually pretty good. That's
Jeez,
like
Icarus,
Morty.
I
mean
don't
Rick.
know if that sounds like a good idea.
Whoa.
Maybe we should stick with the team.
He's been waiting to pull that out.
No, right. See, you just follow me, and we'll just get in the back line and we'll do things. No big deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Like, not trying to go on too much of a tangent, but I'll literally watch. So they'll duo DPS in a lot of scrims, and I'll literally watch them like. Orion, come here. Do you trust me? Come here. Just come over here. And I'm sitting on point holding Ryan shield, and I'm watching these two goofballs on like Genji and Widow like walk all the way around left. Like Icarus goes for a hero blade, and like they both almost die. We go save them, and they're like, yeah, dude, it was all good. Like,
see, here's the thing though. Key word in that sentence is almost die.
Almost.
Exactly.
You always like. That is something that like
fatal.
It's a blessing for us. We always get away with stuff that we really should not get away with doing.
Facts.
You are in the best tier to allow that to happen for sure. So I'll be looking forward to the Rick and Morty spinoff, Icarus and Orion in the near future. All right, Nepenthe, who are the parents of your team?
Oh, it's our lovely, lovely captains. They're always doing their best to not just check if we're okay, just to, just remind us of, why we're here, and keep our heads on straight, that we're here to have a good time. Definitely, bring our A game, but to, just make sure that we're having fun doing it, and, don't let the mistakes and the losses get to us so much. They keep us together. They're like the glue.
Aww, so nice,
Wholesome.
All right, Shifty, what do you got?
Pretty much similar answer. Definitely have to be both Atlas and Icarus. That if I were to put them in like parental roles, I'd definitely say Atlas would be the dad, and Icarus is more of like a very supportive mother.
Yes.
I was waiting to see who was gonna delineate the roles between the parents.
Yeah, Atlas is like definitely the guy like after like every scrim or like tourney games, he's like, he's like that football coach that you see in like the movies.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, huddle up, guys.
Hey champ, how you doing?
Yeah, that too. Like even like whether we lose or win, he's always like the guy to kind of just like cheer up everybody and try and make sure that whether even if we did take an L, to not take it too seriously. And then Icarus is just like the supportive guy that will always give you a compliment no matter what. Like he will find the good in like every bad thing, and it really helps out on like people's like I guess morale during a fight where you think that you kind of like blew it, but Icarus will always say something to cheer you up during the fight.
Awesome. All right, Travis.
For me specifically, I think the parent's got to be Dwayne, because he always will hit me up in Discord DMs and say like,
are you gonna, or like, will you be able to make this scrim or this VOD review, or even like in-game stuff? He'll give me like a tip to do a little better, like keep up with people and that kind of stuff.
Nice. All right. So the next reference I have here, typically we do a recent game, but as we know, those are still a lot of new games. We've already done a lot in the previous episodes, but I just got into playing the most recent Ghostbusters game, which I think is pretty cool. So I'm going to talk about that. And I'm going to say, who do you think on your team is the Slimer of the team? Either physically, like, their rooms like chaotic and messy, but they just happen to know where everything is, and if they cleaned it, like, it would be absolutely ridiculous. Or like just their personality is just like a big ball of chaos. So starting again with Atlas.
I I heard Slimer and nothing came to mind, but as soon as you said chaos, it was immediately tech. As soon as you said chaos. But yeah, I don't know about like everybody's like fairly organized, but definitely like the chaotic energy flows through tech in good and bad ways. A lot of good ways, but some bad ways.
All right, Icarus.
The Slimer of the group.
Yeah.
I'm thinking more of the chaos aspect of it.
No, that's fine. That's we're just kind of amplifying what Slimer means with that.
Got it. I would have to. I would have to say, man, I have so many answers for this. Again, A-Tech is definitely up there always. Just because again, the whole bastion or like I'll just see this dude pick Torb and I'll be like, you know what, bro? You know, I don't know what to do anymore. But the thing is, he'll make it work and he'll do good doing it.
Yeah.
But also, I'm gonna give it to Atlas as well, just because he'll be like, all right, guys. We're gonna play ball. We're gonna play Orisa. Luke, you're gonna be on Tracer, Tech, Orb, and then healers pick whatever you want or something like that. And then I'll be like,
the only thing I will correct you on is I will never say Orisa ball, but everything else is true.
no, but like I'll just be like, well, that doesn't work, and then I'll end up working.
Yeah.
That looks stupid, and I'm just like, I'd have to give it to that one.
Oh man, that's pretty nutty. That's pretty nutty, and I will attest. Orisa ball does work sometimes. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah,
I have seen it work. I have seen it work with mine own eyes.
I haven't seen it with my own eyes yet, so as long as I'm running the ship.
You just gotta believe, Atlas. You gotta believe. All right, Dwayne.
I have two answers. First one is Tech. Just because he plays all the crazy heroes in Overwatch whenever we're playing together. He always, I don't know, it's just his personality. It just seems chaotic to me.
Okay, we get it. Who's the other option?
The other option was Luke. Just
No
because.
way.
Okay, no, hear me out.
I
Hear me
totally
out.
don't see that. Biggest drama queen also being chaotic. No.
Okay, just hear me out.
Okay, guys.
Luke is like I always pop into his streams, right? So I feel like he's the person on the team that I know like the most about personality wise. I just whenever I'm watching him streaming and he go like I'm watching him play, it just I don't know, it just seems chaotic. You know? Maybe that's just how DPS works, but maybe that's just how DPS works.
Probably.
But it just seems chaotic.
I was expecting him to be like, yeah, dude, I just saw his face cam and man, his room disgusting, bro.
Oh, I can't see your room. I can only
like
see
one
like your
wall.
face.
That's it.
All right, A-Tech.
So admit it, I am a little bit chaotic. That is purposeful though, because I feel that a little bit of chaos always helps.
Oh yeah.
But like I think it's definitely between myself and Luke. Just because Luke is, a Genji player, so he has to have very erratic and chaotic behavior and play style mechanics. But yeah, I think that's it though.
All right, Prat, where do you stand?
Why is everyone saying A-Tech? It is fucking me, dude. Like, whenever something happens in the game, I'm yelling it out, and when I'm getting dived, I'm literally like screaming. I'm like, dude, I'm fucking dying, help me. I don't know why. I mean, I can see why everyone's saying A-Tech, but I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed no one said it was me.
Well,
He's the imposter.
Well, Prat, we do have the other half of the team to get to, so we will find out how they feel about that. Orion.
So, yeah, it's Tech. Okay, so hear me out though. Hear me out. So like the reason being is because he is our wild card, literally and figuratively. Like he is our X factor. Like we don't know when we're going into things exactly how it's going to play out, usually it's for the better, but it's like it's the fact that we have an unknown variable that we can throw into the equation that could like get us all the right answers or so many wrong ones. It's just like, what is happening? Like, what is going on? But I would give it also an honorable mention to Atlas, because whenever this man's gets a little wiggly, you will hear him. You will swear like you have no like everything's fine. We're proceeding just as planned. All of a sudden, you just hear. And you see either a diving Winston or a Ryan just come out of left field and just charge somebody, and you're like, "Where did you come from?"
Oh
like the
Oh
Tasmanian devil. Exactly.
Damn.
Wow. Wow. I just had I had something in my. I had a little quip I was gonna say, and then I forgot it. That's too bad. All right. All right. Nepenthe.
Okay, I just want to say, Prod, I don't know why you think we would ever mention you for this one, because you are like our support that like keeps that keeps everything in line. Like you're not the Slimer. I do want to give a shout out to Atlas as Tank, because yeah, when he's on it, he's just absolutely on it, and it's insane. Like the very first scrim I had with these people was on Ilios, and I'm like, oh, so we're just gonna keep moving towards the respawn. Oh, they're not doing anything about it. All right, let's just keep going. I mean, our tank is not he's not backing off. Let's just go, guys. Just it was so much fun and just so wild. Like anytime I can, just have a Winston buddy, it's the best time. And Winston knows what he's doing. So shout out to Alice on that one.
All right. So what I was thinking of earlier was your Leroy Jenkins. That's right. For all the boomer gamers out there, just
at least I have chicken.
Just
At least
exactly.
I got chicken.
Just charging in with my chicken. We'll see what happens.
When
we may win some, we may lose some, but something will happen.
Sometimes when we're like up and we're kind of like on our game and we're all kind of like on it.
Yep.
I'll really throw wrenches into the callouts.
Oh my gosh!
And it's pretty fun. One of my favorite one that I've ever done was we were it wasn't a trank team, it was some other like random team in a scrim, and we were dominating, and I died in like a really stupid way, and it was everybody was like, what do we do, and I just said kill them all and let God sort it out. like in accordance of like who target, like what's the next target.
kill them all and let God
kill them all
sort
and
it out.
let God sort it out.
Oh my
But
gosh. Well, it's like I say, dive. Anybody can be a dive character as long as they go far enough. And Ryan dive. I ship it. I ship it. Ryan is the dive character. That's all I gotta say. All right, Shifty.
If I were to pick, it's definitely a very close tie between both Atlas, Icarus, and ATEC. If I were to pick one out of the three in which that would be the most chaotic, I'd probably have to lean more towards Icarus, just because like sometimes just as unpredictable and chaotic as ATEC can be on DPS, I feel like Luke definitely also has moments where it's like he is way in the front, like he's the main character of a movie or something, where he just wants to take on like everybody, and then it works. And I don't know, it's just a lot of crazy stuff. And then like when Icarus is really into it, where all you hear is just dead silence through your mic and nothing but
Wait, Jiffy, you have to share your video.
Don't.
I'll have to find it.
Oh man, that's funny though.
Post it in general.
All right, and Travis.
It's definitely Prot.
They just don't know yet, right?
Yeah, no, I watched him play Zen the other day, and he dropped like a 30 or 40 bomb and had like all gold medals and was like sniping the other team's tracer, and he was just screaming the whole time.
Let's go! Let's go! That's amazing. All right, so we always like to include an Overwatch League reference for the folks out there that love Overwatch League. So we're gonna throw it to someone that I relatively know, and that is, who is the Jake of your group? Someone that's a great player that you could also see being a caster. And just a reminder, we're recruiting for casters for season 6, please.
Oh, you are? Actually, oh, that's actually kind of sick.
Another unshameless plug.
Speaking of shameless plugs, Dwayne. Oh my god, alright.
No, dude, that's
Come
not a terrible
on.
time. No. No.
I set you up
yeah,
for
follow
it.
me on Twitch. It's in my description on Discord.
Oh my god. All right.
Wow. Okay.
It's getting kind of awkward and quiet in here, huh?
No, okay. Mac.
Yeah. Oh, my answer? Oh,
Yes. Waiting on you, buddy.
I think like I might say Dwang.
Really?
Because you get okay. Here's my explanation. Is like you get real excited when you're watching. Like if you're not in like the actual game, you're just spectating. You still get real excited whenever anything happens. So like that energy is kind of there. Where like if I get like a big shatter and like you're like you're like spectating, you're like, oh my god! Like so like that's kind of
okay. Okay, sure.
That's my answer.
All right, Icarus.
I would have, in my opinion.
Cuts out right.
You have to say that again.
I would say Orion. Am I good? Okay. I would say Orion just because I mean he is a really good player. Like he just has the voice for it, man. Like he just you hear the dude talk and he's just like. Yeah, and he's also very like analytic. Like he comes up with comms on his own, and he has like different things he wants to do. But I'd have to say Orion.
I can definitely see that. Dwayne.
Sticking with the fact that Jake is a DPS player, I'd say Luke. Just because he's when I've watched his streams, he's really loud. And that's good when you want to be a caster.
Apparently, I don't know. It's like somebody does that around here. A-Tech.
I think it'd have to be Orion. He just has a really good caster voice. I think he would have a good caster voice.
All right. Prot.
I'm gonna go with Atlas. Like I mentioned before, I was like, "Yo, Atlas, if you're in a podcast, I would watch it." He's just got this like, he can be loud like Jake, yeah, but he's also got this like soothing voice that could like put you to sleep, like my physics teacher in high school.
Wow.
That is a very dichotomous statement right there. All right, Orion.
Oh yeah, no, Atlas, absolutely. I mean, when this dude's how do I want to describe this? Like this
Yelling.
man's like vocabulary of just sheer like memeage, I think is the best way to put it. Like honestly, like when you can hear him laughing even just as we're talking about him. Like this dude has such a jovial but also just genuinely memey nature, but his knowledge of the game as well, coupled with like just the entertainment value that he brings, even just when we're in game. Like when we're all having a good time, we're having a good time, and usually at the forefront of it, it's because Atlas is cracking jokes or something dumb like that. So giving it to him, absolutely.
All right. Nepenthe.
I was gonna say Orion because no, it's not just his voice. It's just like say we're taking a break or whatnot, and we're trying to change something up. He's definitely going on about what's going on in the match and what strategies, what the other team was doing. He picks up on stuff that even I might not have picked up on. He's very analytical about Overwatch. So I give it to him.
All right, Shifty.
I'd have to go with Orion too. I mean, I don't know if him just giving his answer was not a kind of like a good insight of how like podcastery he talks, if that's even a word. Like the way he constructs his sentences and like how like crisp crystal clear his microphone is?
Yes, that was actually the one thing I was gonna note on. I was like, one of these things is unlike the other here. There's one person that I hear the entire time, and it's like glass, and the others maybe not so much. But I mean, we're all gamers, so it doesn't. My quality doesn't always matter in that aspect. I didn't end up upgrading mine until I really got into casting either.
Yeah,
so.
as long as you can get across to the rest of the team, there's a nano blading Genji in the back.
I'm busy.
I can't get there. I'm sorry. Sleep Dart's not online, okay? All right, Travis.
Definitely Atlas. He's got a really like booming voice, and he's very funny.
Very true.
All right, so Atlas, Dwayne, and Orion applications are already in your mailbox. Need those as soon as possible, please. All right. But seriously, though, another unshameless plug. If you're ever interested in casting or producing, we always need producers as well. Just check out the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/OW Tranquility, or if you're part of the Discord, just look. I believe we have a section called links. I can't change the Discord to actually see where it's located, but I'm sure we have a section that has like all the links, and one of those is for the one for the casting and one for the producing aspect. We're always looking for new talent. You don't have to have any like practice or anything like that. We're more than willing to help train people. I mean, I got started in a random community of Overwatch people that were like, hey, we need somebody that knows how to talk a lot and about Overwatch. I'm like, I know how to talk a lot and about Overwatch. if the last 2 and almost a half hours tells you anything, so
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. We're gonna beat the record. All right. So, last but not least, we always like to go a little IRL for this last question, and if you don't know, particularly about anyone on your team, you're more than welcome to answer the question about yourself instead. So, starting with Atlas one last time, who do you believe has the most interesting hobby in your eyes, and what is it?
I don't know, actually. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, I don't think we've really got into that yet. If then I like have to talk about myself. I did quite a bit of fencing in college. And I was actually squared up to be a captain on the fencing team at my college. But that ended up not working out. But
wow.
Yeah.
Did you get to throw lightsabers into the mix?
Oh my god.
Dude, that was something we would constantly fight about because half of everybody was like, "Hell yeah, let's do it," and then half of everybody was like, "Those movies are so inaccurate."
Oh my god. It's like, yeah, dude. That's why it's called a movie.
Yeah.
That's why they're inaccurate. All right, Icarus.
I say the strangest hobby would be Atex belly button lint collection.
What? Jeremy, jeez.
What hobby? I really don't have hobbies. Yeah, I'm a really boring person. I'll lie. The thing I do the most besides like Overwatch is work out. I like working out, so that's what I will say.
That's a pretty weird hobby, not gonna lie.
Pretty weird.
You're just probably not used to it.
Being ripped as a gamer, who's like that? Ugh, God. All right, but no, I mean, taking care of your personal health is always, I think, if it's not a hobby, it definitely at least should be a part of your lifestyle. So I know that for many of us, it's probably really difficult right now. Just saying, with everything going on in the world, but
oh yeah,
that's great. That's great. All right, Dwayne.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't really know much about anybody else's hobbies, so I guess I'll just talk about my own. I like to go fishing a lot. I live like 5 minutes away, 5 minute drive away from a lake where I like to go fishing. So I guess that's just that's just one of my hobbies.
Nice. It's a good hobby to
Fishing.
have. Nice and quiet. Do you have like your own boat, or you just like fish off the side?
I wish I had a boat. I wish I had a
Oh.
boat. I'm looking to buy one actually.
Nice. All right, ATEC.
I honestly, fishing is kind of an odd hobby. Not gonna lie. I mean, for me at least, even though my family is like made of people who are, all fishers, fishermen. Overwatch is kind of my hobby. So I'm just gonna, fishing's a weird hobby.
Gotcha. All right.
Wow. Disrespectful.
Disrespectful.
Interesting is in the eyes of the beholder, folks. All right, Prot.
Okay, so Travis has this hobby of just sitting and watching 9-hour streams and 10 hours. I'm like, dude, why? But sometimes he'll show me the streams and I just sit there and watch it with him. I'm like, I would not watch this by myself, but I watch it with you for some reason. He's got that synergy, that you can just sit down and do something really boring and eventually it'll become interesting with him. I don't know. He's like my best friend too, so that's probably why.
Aww.
I think it's just having friends in general.
What's a friend? What are other humans? I thought we were all robots at this point.
Pat mentioned lizard people, so I mean.
Oh man! All right, Orion.
So keeping with the trend of us not knowing enough personal information about one another, not
That's
that that's
fine.
required,
No
but
worries.
two things about me that I think that immediately are kind of interesting. I have a black belt in Taekwondo after 7.5 years of study.
Wow.
And I also, as a side hobby, I enjoy taking apart and modifying Nerf guns. I have a whole
That's
collection
so
of
cool.
assorted Nerf guns that have different springs and different air restrictor mods and so on and so forth. So you take a gun that fires 30 feet originally and get it up to 200 FPS. It's great.
Damn.
Wow.
Killing people with Nerf guns.
It's Nerf or nothing, right? All right.
Damn straight.
All right, Luke.
Jeff, get on
rosters.
Orion. Gotta slam the Nerfs down. All right.
All right. Orion's on all the future rosters.
All right, Nepenthe.
Okay, so I'll again stick with the trend. Two weird things I do. First thing I said, earlier, I do capoeira. I'm not as advanced in my study as Orion is. I only got to do about a year, and I got my first cord. It would be the first belt before COVID hit.
Yep.
So, COVID ruined my dreams. So yeah, I was doing that.
Just
and,
on hold. Just on hold. You'll get there.
Yeah. Our teacher was smart enough to close the gym, so keep us safe. And the other weird thing I do is I actually do fur sitting. I make my own costumes. I'm too poor to afford one. I make my own, build the whole thing up, and I go out and I entertain people as funny, friendly, furry dogs. So it's always fun.
Wow. That's actually really neat. I mean, especially in a time like this. I mean, we need all the positivity we can get. So.
Oh, definitely. And I love it because I get to get away with doing anything. Everyone thinks that everything I do is an act, and half the time I'm just seeing what boundaries I can push. Like, are you really gonna let me walk off with your iPhone? Like, oh, you're letting me walk off with your iPhone. Wow, you're an idiot. Okay.
Oh man. Secret chaotic energy right there. That's amazing.
Oh, cute. Chaotic energy.
Cute yet chaotic. Gotta love it. All right. Shifty.
So before I answer, I wanted to confirm the question. The question was we wanted who we thought had kind of like a weird hobby.
Most interesting hobby is the actual word, but if you
most
want to go with
interesting.
weird, go for it.
Okay, weird or most interesting hobby. I mean, like everybody else, I don't know like the personality of everybody and
No
what
worries.
they do. I mean, I guess now that everyone
that's the whole point. You learned something new tonight. That's the goal.
But if I were to erase what everybody's hobby, what everyone said, what their hobbies were, and kind of like guess what someone's hobby would be, I would either be looking more between Orion or Nepenthe. The Nepenthe, I kind of had a feeling that it was going to be something like like dancing or something like that. I don't know why. I just kind of get that like vibe whenever like I play with you or like we're in the same game. And I kind of just, I guess it's.
It's all the Lucio I do. It was like,
Yeah.
Lucio's a dancer. She must be.
I feel it has. It's just something with like I don't know, moving around or something like that. And for Orion, what I would have thought his hobby would have been would have to be something with sound or audio, because if I'm that's something you're doing in like school, right, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm studying to be an audio engineer and music by extension.
Yeah,
But
and
I wouldn't call that a hobby. It's the only reason why I didn't mention that.
and I find that really cool, which is why I would guess his hobby would have been something with I don't know, something with audio.
All right. Well, let me
left.
let me bring
His-
A-Tech back in here. Apparently A-Tech got ejected. You okay there, A-Tech?
Yeah.
He was not the imposter.
No
Yeah.
explanation will be given.
Okay. All right, and Travis, what do you got?
I think Prat has a very interesting hobby that is trying out other hobbies. Like he played soccer in high school for a while. He messed around with skateboarding for a little bit. Like he's just always open to like trying out different things, which I think is a really cool like quality to have to experience a lot of stuff.
That is, and actually we've had quite a few people come through here, and like I don't have like one hobby. I just kind of like move my way around, and I feel like that makes you like looking to experience new things makes you, I feel, a more rounded person. Like just being able to go outside of your comfort zone and kind of experience, whether it be like, you know, foods from a different culture or maybe a different kind of dance, or, you know, be able to travel somewhere that you've never been before. I feel like all of that gives you just a little bit more that you can add to like your the collective of yourself as a person. I guess it really rounds people out. All right. So we have gotten to the end of the night, and you all more than likely have successfully beaten out, I believe it was Slipstream? I think it was. It went 2.5 hours. We are now at 2:35. So 2 hours and 35 minutes. So hope you all didn't have. I hope you all didn't have anything on the stove because it's totally gone by now.
Oh, don't worry. Half
But-
don't worry.
but
Half
we-
of us are gonna play comp for the next 3 hours anyway.
No worries.
Grit.
All right, so we are going to head into our final game, which is server kick trivia. This is a tradition here on the podcast where I will give a piece of trivia. Tonight's trivia is Halloween Overwatch. Ooh. So I'll be asking trivia questions about anything Halloween Overwatch related. So it'll be, you know, talking about like Junkenstein's Revenge. We might, you know, talk about different character skins or, you know, different items that you might be able to collect, things like that. So that's kind of where
I'm
all the
screwed.
trivia comes from. So
I'm screwed.
So the way this works is that when I say whatever the question is, you will say your name as the buzzer. So if I'm A-Tech, I would say A-Tech, and then I'm going to call on you. And if A-Tech gets the answer right, then A-Tech gets to choose who gets kicked from the lobby. Or gets kicked from the server, rather. That's why it's called Server Kick Trivia. And then if A-Tech were to get the answer wrong, though, then they get kicked out of the lobby or out of the server instead. And then whoever is left standing at the end essentially is uncontested to say whatever they want for like a good, I don't know, minute or two at this point. I don't know. Time is irrelevant as far deep as we are in this. So we'll see how long they can go after everybody else is gone. So, so everybody understand the rules? We ready to go? All right. Oh man. I'll make this a relatively easy one for the first one. Who were the original 4 heroes and their titles in Junkenstein's Revenge?
Oh.
Their
Playable or
titles.
enemy?
I know what the heroes are, but I don't know their titles.
Oh, like the enemies?
No.
No,
Or
it says
the- or
like
the
for
protagonist.
Junkenstein's
We're
Revenge, they
talking-
have specific titles that are given to them.
Yes. It's
Yeah, I don't-
it's part of like the story lore of Junkenstein's Revenge.
Yeah, I don't know what the titles were.
If you could, I added that in just as an extra difficulty. If you can at least name the heroes, I'll give you that.
A-Tech.
Oh wait, is it just we just shot it out?
A-Tech.
A-Tech.
So
All right, I'm probably gonna get
who are
this
the
wrong, 'cause
four heroes?
So let's see. I remember last time I played this was last year. I remember at. I'm probably gonna get this wrong now that I realize it.
I was about to
I
say
remember
the original four heroes. So,
the original four. So
yep.
I'm guessing Tracer, Torbjorn, Brig, and there's a tank.
Oh, you're wrong.
Oh, A-Tech.
I'm so wrong.
Oh,
Am I wrong?
A-Tech. Oh,
I think
A-Tech.
I know. Go ahead.
You are not
All right.
wrong. You are so wrong. You
Was
are
I?
you are
Oh, I just
way
played- I
off
just played
base.
last
So
year.
more than likely, you are actually thinking of the what is it called? The Archives event now.
No, I remember playing these characters in Junkenstein's Revenge.
You might have played these characters in Junkenstein's Revenge, but not the normal mode. No, you did not.
Normal mode.
So, first off, there are no tanks in Junkenstein's Revenge in the normal mode. And then, the original four are Soldier 76, known as the Soldier, McCree, known as the Gunslinger, Hanzo, known as the Archer, and Anna, known as the Alchemist.
Oh, I would have been way wrong too.
Yeah. So those
All right, you're welcome, boys. I'm gonna go watch Netflix. Bye.
The first Halloween event when this first came out, that's what came out. So A-Tech, it was a good try, but we got to send you on your way. Any last words?
Bastion is a good character. Bye.
All right. No, you don't get to leave before I kick you. That's not how. You're supposed to hear my funny quick that I prepped while we were doing all this. So, A-Tech, we were glad to have you, but you've been denied. All right. Let's
There we
go
go.
ahead and move on to our next question, shall we? Let's see. Where does the story of Junkenstein's Revenge come from?
Okay.
Nepenthe.
Isn't the Junkenstein story just basically one of Reinhardt's like old tales? It's just a story that he's narrating.
It is true, but it comes from somewhere else.
Oh, do you mean like the setting, like the origin of the story,
Yes.
or
So the story itself comes from something outside of the game that
Didn't it come in
sets the
like
story.
wasn't it a comic? It was a whole
There you go.
comic that
Yes. So right before the original, it was either right before or as the Halloween event was released, there was a comic released by Blizzard called Junkenstein. And it talks about the original events that Reinhardt, as the narrator of both that comic and the story Junkenstein's Revenge, talks about during the comic, basically saying that this is what happened to Junkenstein, this is how Junkenstein's monster was created, and then that comic leads into the event called Junkenstein's Revenge. So, yes, you have gotten it correct. That was the answer I was looking for, was the comic. So now I have to set stipulations because people always try to bend the rules. We cutthroat here at Server Kick Trivia, all right? So you can't kick me because I'm in charge, and you can't kick yourself because we don't get to be nice people here. You have to choose someone else. So who's it gonna be, Nepenthe?
So I used a random number generator.
Oh god.
Oh, beep, boop, 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 beep, boop.
Because I love all of you. I can't just pick like, yeah, you gotta go. No, I love all of you. So I used a random number generator and it landed on 6. So I'm sorry, Arya.
Oh, Ryan!
Oh,
Oh,
Ryan!
Ryan! Oh no, Orion. We are gotta send you on your way. Are there any last words for you, Orion?
Guys, I swear it was in med bay. Last I saw, I think it was yellow.
All right. Well, Orion,
Full emergency.
normally you'd be a great view, but there's a lot of cloudy skies tonight. Not can't see you, fam. Can't see
Got
you.
'em.
All right. Let's go ahead and move on to our next question. Ha 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 ha. Ooh, this is an interesting piece of trivia. Which collectible item released during the very first Halloween event are you now unable to receive in loot boxes?
Today.
Nepenthe?
It's the gravestone victory emotes because
Wow.
they thought they were too dark for like the lighthearted game that is Overwatch, so they stopped having them available.
That is absolutely true. The RIP victory
my God.
poses were removed. So there's a couple different directions. I actually had to go on like Reddit and like Blizzard's forums to try to figure out what the actual answer was. And there are two contrasting details, and one of them is saying that the community felt that it was too triggering in some aspects to see their characters displayed as like they were dead, essentially. And then there were the developers that felt that even though they created them, when looking at the grand scheme of the game, having headstones for all the other characters just didn't seem to make a lot of sense. Like, it just didn't really fit with who they were as characters, even though I feel like they did a really great job of how those headstones turned out, personally. I mean, I use them all. So other than Reapers, everyone has been removed from loot boxes, but is still purchasable for 75 gold in the heroes, in the hero menus. So I found that rather interesting. That was something big that happened in 2017, 18, I believe. And I thought that was a really interesting piece of trivia. And that's where the pumpkin poses came from, because they felt that that would be more lighthearted and fun and not deadly. So,
Yeah,
all
they
right.
pumped
All right, so Nepenthe, random number generator. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. Who do we got?
It landed on 4, but 4 is gone. So
Round up.
Go again. Go,
Round up,
go,
round
go.
up.
7.
Who's feeling lucky?
It landed on 9.
Oh,
Oh,
Travis.
No.
Hey, Chris.
Bye.
Oh, Travis, we have got to send you on your way. Do you have any last words for us before you go?
I do not.
All right. Well, Travis, I'm sure you get this a lot, but there's kind of this famous guy that has been doing this deal thing with McDonald's, and I think you might want to change the name of it. Called Time for the McMissed It. You McMissed it, man. You McMissed it. All right. I swear these are just my drunken ravings put into paper form at this point. So Nepenthe has quite a lot of knowledge about this event, so everybody else should be really scared at this point.
I love Overwatch lore, so yeah, this is literally the worst thing you could
Nice.
have done.
Well, I'm gonna make things hopefully a little bit easier for everybody, because if you've even played the event in the last couple of years, you probably know what this is. What villain character was added to Junkenstein's Revenge after the first year?
Oh god.
Icarus?
Icarus.
Oh god.
Was it? Oh Lord. I think was it Mercy?
Icarus. You see, if you were like Nepenthe and knew about the comic and then played the first year, you would know that Mercy has always been part of it because the witch is how everybody comes back to life. Nepenthe, do you know the answer to this?
Wait, Prod.
If I get the he knows it.
No, you don't. Nobody gets to pick if you get the answer right. I was just because Nepenthe has known everything else. But whoever, like, does anybody else know who it
Added
is?
the second year.
Sim?
Added the second. Yeah, I was about to say, is it Symmetra?
It is
As the
Symmetra.
dragon?
So actually, Symmetra's title is the Summoner because the idea is that she summons enemies to the field. Because originally her ultimate was what was the ult that they used in the game? So originally, before she had the photon barrier, she would actually put down a shield generator for the enemies. And so every Zombot that came into the area would receive a shield bonus. And let me tell you what, that shield generator took quite a bit to take out. Symmetra themselves was not hard to take out, but that shield generator, whoa. All right, they gave that a super buff for durability's sake. But yeah, after the first year, they added a couple new heroes, and then they also added an additional villain, which was Symmetra. So Icarus, the story writes itself, son. The story writes itself. Do you have any last words for us before we send you on your way?
Yeah, have a good time. Don't let my death be in vain. All right.
I won't.
Okay.
All right. Well, I mean, if anybody knows the story of Icarus, too close to the sun as always.
Damn.
All right. We have whittled down 9 to 5, and now things are gonna get a little interesting.
Oh god.
All right. I feel like I'm gonna have to get this out of the way because now realizing how little everyone knows about this event, it might not even work. But if you just happen to pay attention, I'll give it to whoever can get it like closest, I suppose. What is the opening line to Junkenstein's Revenge? So like you click Junkenstein's Revenge. You're waiting for a game, you load into the game, and then when you see Junkenstein's Revenge and the castle and everything, Reinhardt says, I'll give you the first 3 words. Our tale begins.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
I would skip that. Oh no.
No
What was the
clues?
3 words again?
It has something to do with like with 4 like wandering heroes or something like
I
that.
figured this one would be a little tough. So I
Wait,
was
could
hoping
you
that maybe
repeat
we
the
had
first-
people that were obsessed with the Halloween event as
I
I
think-
was. So the line is, our tale begins in Atlersbrunn, where the lords of the castle have called for heroes to come to his aid and defend him against the mad Dr. Junkenstein.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
No way.
So yeah, no, I was hoping maybe like someone was gonna be a super nut like I am, and I just love the story itself so much. So, but I needed trivia, so that's I just threw it in there. So we'll go for an easier one. What heroes were added to the game this year?
Prod.
Shit.
Rot.
Oh. Wait.
God.
I know one is Ash.
Yep.
Ah, fuck. What's the other one? I'm gonna go with Ash and Echo.
So I guess I should have been specific. When I'm talking game, I also still meant Junkenstein's Revenge.
Oh.
So, so I'll give you another shot there. Ash is one of them, but do you know who the second hero that was added this year to the normal mode is?
Ugh.
You got a
I know
1
it's
in
not.
30, you got a 1 in 29 shot at this point.
Okay, I know it's not Brig or Tracer because they were added like a year or two ago, right?
Maybe. I can't give you the answer.
I know. It's Ash, and I'm gonna go with. We already said Mercy. Okay, I'm just gonna say Ash and Baptiste.
You got it.
Correct.
You got
No,
it.
Ash got it?
The outlaw and the renegade, as they are defined, is Ash and Baptiste. They were the two heroes that were added to this year's event. Congratulations, Prat! Will you be relying on the number generator as well, or will you be taking your kills a little more personally?
I'm kicking the fan because she knows everything about I'm sorry, Nathan.
You're not
Good
sorry. You did it on purpose.
I did it on purpose, but I had to do it.
Oh, Nepenthe, how the mighty have fallen. Any last words before I send you on your way?
Yes, Prot will pay for this once he gets back.
Oh, well, Nepenthe, I just want to let you know that I did look up some history about your name, and shucks, I truly have forgotten why I am kicking you. So if you didn't know, Nepenthe is a drug that is used in various novels, or at least the name of a drug that's used in various novels that helps you forget sorrow. So that's what that comes from. So, see, thankfully I have a cell phone that I can also use next to the computer. that I can look stuff up. I'm like, I got nothing. I got nothing for this. So the first thing is like, Google, what is this? Can I do something with this name? So that was actually really creative. I love names like that. All right. So then there were four brave heroes. All right. So we got a lot of easy questions left, folks, so this should be fun.
Oh, good.
My specialty.
How many Halloween skins exist in Overwatch as of this year? Closest answer gets it. So we'll just go down the line if everybody wants to take a shot.
Like in total?
In total, how many Halloween skins exist in Overwatch as of this year's event?
All right, and everybody's guessing a number, right?
Yep, everybody's guessing a number.
Let me just guess it first since I'm really like Kisos Prot.
Sure.
Not new, right? Like just all of them?
All of the Halloween skins, so the new ones included and all the previous years.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with 12.
All right.
Atlas is gonna go with 18.
Okay. All right.
So just to confirm, it's all Halloween.
All Halloween skins. I am not mixing my words here, folks. All Halloween skins.
Oh my god, I'm so dumb.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna say 15.
All right. And Shifty, what is your answer?
I was gonna say like 30.
What?
I mean,
no way.
Folks, you are betting. Like, if you were at the crap stable, you all would have crapped out way bad. Cause
yeah, it's way more than that.
Between both epic and legendary Halloween skins, if you include the fact that Demon Hunter Sombra was also added, to a Halloween event, although originally it wasn't related. There are 46 total Halloween skins.
Wow.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
I'm so dumb.
In
I just
the-
heard Atlas's and Prod's guesses, and I was like, okay.
Wow.
So Shifty, you have come out on top, which means you get to choose who we are eliminating. Who is taking a long one off the plank.
See, now that Nepenthe is gone, I feel like the biggest threat here is Prot now, just because he answered one question right.
Because Prot was the only one that got Nepenthe out of here.
Between Prot, Dwayne, and Atlas, Prot is the biggest threat right now.
All right. Well, Prot, we gotta send you on your way. You have been chosen.
Dude.
Any last words?
I'm the best healer in the whole entire.
Oh man.
All right. Well, Prot, I took the liberty of mixing up your letters, and oh wait, look out! There's the drop.
Oh, got him.
I like how the last 3 people here don't know anything about Overwatch.
All right. Well, funny enough, that's usually how it works. It's like one person that doesn't answer any questions, and then like the one that's answering all the questions.
Shifty and I are just like,
It's like
quiet.
Just keep your head down. Don't worry about it.
You're not
All
a target
right.
to forget
So,
about me.
all right. So we're technically down to the last question because I only prepared enough for the 9 of you. So I'll have to make up the last one on the fly. So this one is another numbers one. So we'll go with whoever is closest to the number. How many total heroes can you now play in the normal version of Junkenstein's Revenge?
Uh-oh.
Huh.
Atlas.
Atlas.
I'm gonna go with 25.
All right.
Okay. So all playable characters currently in this year's Junkenstein thing, I played it once, the entire event, and if I remember, I'm gonna have to guess. I'm gonna say I don't even know how many Overwatch characters are in total. I'm gonna say
boy.
Is it like 20?
20. All right. So we've got Atlas. You said 23. Yes.
25.
25. Yeah. Shifty's got 20. How about you, Dwayne? Where do you sit?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna go less than Shifty, so like 15.
All right. So the total of heroes that you can play in the normal version of Junkenstein's Revenge is 12.
Oh, let's go!
It is Genji, Hanzo, McCree, Soldier, Torb, Widow, Tracer, Ana, Brig, Zenyatta, Baptiste, and Ashe. Sorry, I was looking up the article so that I could actually see how many there were, and they didn't have the 2 new ones. So yes, there are 12 in total that you can play in the normal mode. So, Dwayne, it is you have the power. Will it be Atlas or will it be Shifty? If you use Shifty's logic, it has to be Shifty.
No,
because they're the only ones remaining who got one right.
I'm gonna flip a coin. Give me a sec.
All
I'll say is just remember who's managing roster for next turn.
Hold on.
Just kidding.
All right.
Oh, man.
All right, Tails, Shifty.
Shifty.
I'm sorry, Shifty.
Man, it's really weird, Shifty. That coin had 2 tails on it. I don't know what happened. Shifty, we got to send you on your way. Do you have any last words?
Just give me the line.
Well, no, you're supposed to say something while I'm typing it out. You can't do that to me.
Okay.
All right. Well, I have to say, Shifty, you did well trying to get your way to the end, but you need more sneak to qualify. So need more points in that sneak category. Just didn't work out for you. All right. And then there were two.
Oh no.
So I have to make this up on the fly because I literally have no idea what to do for this one. All right. This should be, if you've played Junkenstein's Revenge at all, this should be a really easy answer. Who is the one player that can end of all the 12 heroes available in Junkenstein's Revenge? What is the one player that will always get the gold kills medal?
Wait,
Atlas,
isn't that subjective?
Atlas.
Torbjorn.
It is Torbjorn.
Oh my god.
Because unless you were completely small brain, I wouldn't even be for certain how to qualify it. If you play on just average difficulty with Torbjorn, that turret will touch everything and nothing touches that turret. Not a dang thing. That turret will stay up forever. There is nothing focuses it. So literally, if you play Torbjorn, you will get the gold medal in kills because that turret will at least touch every single character that comes near that door. So, Dwang, I believed in you. I truly thought that you could take it all
Okay,
the way.
wait.
But Dwang...
But hold up. What if the Torbjorn just doesn't deploy the turret? That's possible, right? So it's not guaranteed that the Torbjorn's going to get gold damage.
Who plays Torbjorn and doesn't deploy the one thing that you know is going to help you win the game?
I don't know.
I know that this is your last ditch attempt to try to save yourself, but even Elon Musk would throw out the turret. I'm just saying. If Twitter has shown me anything in the last couple days, Elon Musk would throw out the turret on Junkenstein's Revenge. So that's all I got. That's all I got for that one, Dwang. I know that it may be subjective, but it's been 3 hours and I got no other options at this point.
It's okay.
Any last words before I send you on your way?
Yeah, follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/DWW_50.
There
Thank
you go. That's exactly what you should be doing. You literally can say whatever you want before you go. So, I grew up in Kansas, and this will be a good parting gift. Dwang dong, the player's gone. And Atlas, co-captain of Courage, you have successfully made your way, and congratulations, because I'm pretty sure you're the only captain or GM that has made it this far. Usually there's a coup amongst the players to get you out first, and they were sleeper on you this time. So, Atlas, you have the floor, preferably for a minute to say whatever you want, promote whatever you want, go for it.
The only thing that that really came to mind was if just I hope the people on my team know how much how good of people they are, and that they, even though it is kind of just a video game, and that people are just kind of doing this as a hobby, that interactions with people in this environment do matter, and you can still make a difference in someone's day playing Overwatch. And I'm really glad that I found all these people to play with. And to anybody who's listening who wants is just kind of upset with Overwatch, I like it doesn't matter. Like if you tell someone to have like that you hope that they're doing well, that it does have an impact, even though it's through like a kind of through a filter. But but I really want to give a shout out to my team. They're some of the most incredible people that I've ever met, inside and outside of my computer. So yeah, I just wanted to give a huge ass shout out to them.
All right. Well, thank you, Atlas, and thank you to everyone on Courage. We've said this before on the podcast, and I'll reiterate it that this community strives to be more than just a place where we play Overwatch. I feel like Tranquility is one of those places that we have purposefully designed it in a way that not only do you come here to compete, if that's what you are looking for, but you come here to, I guess, like Olive Garden, when you're here, you're family. Because I, first off, never thought I'd adopt so many adult children in my life. But I love them all dearly. I have worked with so many close people, and as someone who has been gaming for over 20 years now, I know I'm really dating myself at this point. Gaming has become the shelter in the storm that we're in now. Being able to play video games with people and being able to communicate with people over the internet has really had an impact on how people's lives are during this pandemic. And I really hope that people understand from here on out the positive impact that video games have. We always hear in the news about video games are out your brain and they're all toxic, and it's like no, they're not. You just have to take the time
you have to find it.
You don't look for the squeaky wheel. There's always the squeaky wheel, but you need to look for the those communities that are really going out of their way to try to make lives better for their players. And I feel like that's a lot of what we have here, and obviously what we've seen tonight from Courage. So this is more than likely I know that we've talked about this a little bit in previous episodes already. This will more than likely be the last team episode. And our following episodes will be focusing on our award winners and our all-star event winners. So be looking forward to that. You can find the BeatDrop here at youtube.com/OW Tranquility after every regular match. It is going to be absolutely incredible to finish these out. We're going to be interacting with a whole bunch of different players from different teams, and we're actually looking into doing kind of a special episode probably for our last one. So we'll see how that turns out. But thank you so much for tuning into the BeatDrop after 3 hours, 10 minutes, and 45 seconds. My name is Captain Jack. Thank you so much, Courage, for being with us, and we'll see y'all next time.
Let's drop the beat.